Hey guys, today's episode of The Read is brought to you by the critically acclaimed Showtime series, The Chi. The heart and soul of Chicago's South Side lies in its community, but when your world is a daily struggle just to get by, can you rise up and stand tall to realize a better tomorrow? Can you?
Can you?
Watch as Ronnie, Brandon, Emmett, and Kevin confront the tough choices that will shape their futures in The Chi, created and executive produced by Emmy Award-winning... just a certain
Just the
someone.
thing they say for the girls.
Lena Waithe and Academy Award winner Common. The new season of The Chi is premiering on Sunday, April 7th at 10 p.m. If you haven't watched it, please, catch up, get to a streaming service somewhere or buy it or do whatever you need to do. Okay, it's only on Showtime. Just try a free month of Showtime. Go to Showtime.com and enter code THEREAD. Right there. There you go.
So
we
easy.
just gave you a solution.
We did that.
Okay, it's an offer for first-time subscribers only, and it expires on May 6th. So no funny business. Go watch it. Let's move on.
Hey y'all, this week's episode is also brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch whatever your passion project may be, whether that's showcasing your work or selling products of any kind. They've got so many beautiful templates and you can customize just about anything all by yourself. So we know you can make a gorgeous website, but if you need help, they have 24/7 customer support waiting for you right there in your inbox. There's really no reason to delay. Head on over to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch your site, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a site or domain. Build something great with Squarespace and The Read. All right, let's start the show.
Gonna attempt this anyway.
Cool.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you?
You better sing.
Where are you going to? Do you know?
I love it.
Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. What are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time. Whatever.
Really record you right now.
Chasing the fantasies that filled our mind.
When is your one night show? Like, when are you booking a stage and just giving the girls the songs that they deserve?
Maybe I will one day, do like a one drag show.
Oh my God.
Where I'm half drag would be Gina, and the other half is Pam in the Biggie episode of Martin.
All right. I regret asking.
If a professional drag queen can do that for me, I'm going to be split down the middle. One half Gina, one half Pam.
Come through, Lord.
Let's go. So, hi guys. Welcome back to The Read. I am Kid Ross, and just an imaginary person I made up right now that's related to Diana Ross. Happy birthday, Queen, belated.
Oh, Lord. And I am Amber Evans. This is The Read. It was Diana Ross's birthday. Everybody was on Instagram talking about it. Tracy Ellis Ross's, I don't know if y'all caught her Instagram story, but it was just a timeline. It was just basically like, my mama's that bitch and always has been. Here
I love
you go.
watching her stand for her mama because, many of us do. Right. Obviously. But then her mama's Diana Ross on top of that. So it's like, wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That party looked lit.
That party looked lit.
I loved Puffy's daughters coming out in those dresses.
Oh, man.
For Stop in the Name of Love.
Right. Well, did you see the little, they had a performance or something a few months ago. Did you see that?
Yes.
So I was like, oh, okay. The girls probably already know the little routine or whatever.
Right.
But I just love that everybody is, embracing them girls and they're out and we see Puffy being like stepping up and being, active dad of the year or whatever. It's just beautiful.
Visually.
Yeah,
Did you see that clip of him rinsing his nose out or whatever because they bought him like something.
A neti pot?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
and
I
him
love
like
it.
damn near losing it. As a person who like, I scour the YouTubes for people eating hot peppers for whatever reason and just losing it. Although like hot ones is one of my favorite.
You need to go on
web
hot
shows.
ones for real.
So that was a similar reaction. Anyways.
Yeah,
Diana Ross
Beyonce did a beautiful birthday rendition and made sure she stuck that Miss Ross on there just because you girls already know, okay? Diana Ross is 75. Beyonce is, 37, 38? She not finna be coming up here calling her Diana to her face like they friends. Bitch, we're not contemporaries.
You know the woman who was in that clip that we mentioned from Maya Angelou came forward and spoke about it.
Yeah, and we were exactly right. She was adopted by white people. So she was raised in white communities, and that's how they talk to their elders, you know. I had a feeling because Black people, it's something about us across the diaspora. We just do not do casual disrespect like that to elders. Like, it's like automatically, if you come across somebody significantly older than you, your mama, grandma generation, you automatically stick a miss, mister, something on their name. You don't just talk to them like that's one of your little friends.
Well, what I saw her say was, you know, that basically she was standing in the moment and that she was happy that it was having, like that it started a conversation about respect and elders and how we speak to people and stuff like that. And that was the part I liked about it the most, was sort of seeing both sides of Black people specifically anyway, who felt one way or the next about it. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, again, the extended clip cleared up all of that. Like, she didn't go home crying or nothing. She went home fully standing for
she was
Dr.
smiling
Angelou.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Black Excellence this week. This movie out. It's called Us. Some Black folk are in it. Record-breaking weekend for them. Over 70 million.
Woo.
Over 70 million at the box office. Is this domestically or is this?
Was it released worldwide?
Well, I saw after somebody made a joke. Oh, let me find it because that person deserves a shout out. Somebody made a joke that said, now that Us is out and doing well, I'm just waiting for Gina Rodriguez to ask when is Nosotros.
Nosotros, I saw that tweet.
I just went to bed after that.
Somebody put it on Tumblr and I screamed.
But somebody afterwards tweeted me that, I don't remember if it was Spain or what country, but they were like, that's what the movie's called here.
Of course it is.
So,
I mean, if it's dubbed, then why wouldn't it be?
Right.
That makes sense.
So
Gina Rodriguez probably is somewhere like, how come there's no Latinos in Get It?
Somebody walked up.
Look at me.
Somebody walked up on her like Michelle in that Obama gif from that skit where she snatched the phone out of his hand. Just put it down. Just don't even
stop.
Let them
Snapchat.
Have a good time.
Leave it alone.
So you saw it.
I kind of saw it.
Between your fingers.
I was in the
moments.
theater while it played.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Congratulations to the cast, to Jordan, to crew, lighting, makeup, costume, set.
And specifically to the women of this movie, to Lupita Nyong'o and that little girl. Is her name Shahadi? Shahadi?
Right,
okay.
Joseph.
I'm not entirely sure how to say her name, but holy
shit. Isn't it spelled just like Yara's last name?
No, Yara's last name is Shahidi. This girl's name has an A instead of one of the I's. But goddamn, she turned that out. I was legitimately terrified throughout a lot of that movie. But you know, I do scare easily. Are we gonna do like spoilers? Are we gonna
well, I have one more Black Excellence before we go into
I just really felt like the women in that movie absolutely, not that the whole cast didn't do an incredible job, but Lupita Nyong'o needs a Best Actress nomination. Again, she needs another one. Do it right now.
Absolutely. Okay, so her name is Shahadi. Shahadi Wright Joseph.
Shout out to her.
Who plays the daughter. And I just tweeted.
Bitch. I was so scared.
I tweeted yesterday, I believe, that I'm so glad the movie is out and people are like fully standing for her. First of all, she's playing, she's the voice of young Nala in the Lion King.
Oh, right.
Right. So
that's right.
Already working with Beyonce.
Oh, my God.
So there's that.
Can't wait.
But when I saw the preview, I was so impressed with her because, again, these people are playing two characters across the board, right? But I love that all of the Tethered, the doppelgangers, had like their own sort of personalities that were sort of reflective, obviously, of the person that they're tethered to. And I thought that her normal character, like the daughter, she was already fun in like her dialogue and the way that she spoke to the family and stuff, and just being like the typical teenager and shit like that. But her tethered.
Oh, bitch. I was scared of that little bitch. Woo, that's a cold-blooded motherfucker.
She was
right
my
there.
fave because she looked like she was legit having a ball the entire time. Like she looked
like this day was the best day of her young existence.
Couldn't wait to murder.
All the blood.
So happy to be here, girls.
I just reveling in that shit.
Loved it. So
what a film.
Shout out to everybody.
Yeah. That movie, I missed a lot of it. I don't think I can say definitively whether it was good or bad because I did not actually see a lot of it.
I can't believe that you so you just hid?
Yeah. They give you little blankets and stuff at the iPic. So I was
that's right.
peek,
okay.
like just. And then as soon as I could tell something violent was going to happen, I just completely covered my eyes until I felt like it was over. So I saw a lot of the movie. But I
do you at least get it?
Yeah, yes. Okay, I definitely get it. I definitely get it. But, I don't do all that extra.
I loved it.
Shit. Of course you did.
I mean, I guess I won't say. Girl, it's been out for like a week.
I'll listen back and have Dwayne put a little spoiler thing in the description. So
I'm not even going to go too much into spoilers, right? Because, I actually want to see it a few more times. I've only seen it, I think, 3 times at this point.
Yeah, I'm going again on Saturday.
And like the second time I watched it, I noticed a ton of shit, obviously, that I didn't before, separate of like twists and all of that shit. Like, for instance, when Gabe's character, Winston's character's tethered, what's his name? Abraham?
Yes.
I think the tethered version of him is Abraham. When he took the glasses off of his face and put them on, well, the first time I saw it, I just thought of it as like him being, feral and animalistic and whatever. When I saw it the second time, thinking about it, I'm like, oh, this nigga can't see either. Like, he too needs glasses.
Right.
So he took that off and put it on and was like, oh, shit, bitch, I can see.
Yeah. Even better to fuck you up now.
Squinting the whole time.
Yeah. Can you imagine your whole life? There's some other version of you that has glasses and can walk around and do all kind of corny nigga shit. And you over here in captivity with no fucking glasses, squinting your way through a shitty existence. That movie did a lot. It did a lot. And, I really don't. I don't know how to talk about it without talking about the violence because that was just the number one part of it for me. The fact that so many people were stabbed.
Yeah,
so much. It was a lot of fucking blood, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
It really wasn't even that much. And I watch a lot of scary movies in comparison to you, so I guess.
I'm just not the type of soul that can handle it. A lot of people said that. For me, it was not just the blood, but also the sound effects.
Yeah.
When people's throats get slit and you can hear that gurgling of the blood and the air trying to come out. I'm like,
was aggressive.
Yeah. When that white family died, hilarious. But bitch, I could not really look at most of that.
They went out quick though.
They did.
Besides the mama.
Oh God. And I honestly felt for the mama because she was a cool white lady, or at least she seemed like it. She seems decent. Yeah. But them little shithead girls, when they tethers came out and slit them hoes' throats all extra quick, I was like, well, won't be watching the rest of this scene.
They're all gone.
And then the white woman is calling for like the bootleg Alexa, and that bitch plays fuck the police.
Which the media is already pointing out as like a real issue with those systems.
Yeah.
Like, girl, just...
When you need them to do something. But not that it would have made any difference because the whole fucking globe was under attack. I guess everybody's tethered was coming. So, the movie kind of lost me with some of the how would this play out in real life aspects. Because those are the things that scare me. Scary movies only frighten me down to my core if I can see them happening to me in my real everyday life.
See, but that's what I meant by it. That's what I meant by it being sort of chilling to me when I went home. It wasn't that it was just like scary. It was the concept of like using like urban legends like mole men and stuff like, and you know, these humanoid creatures and stuff that people have talked about forever that live in the subways and shit like that. Like sort of using that urban legend and then making people think like, well, what is down there? Like there really are tunnels underneath the country that anything could be down there. Obviously, this is much like Get Out. I kind of felt like more haunted by this because the idea of like a white family figuring out how to put black souls in white bodies is way more ridiculous to me for whatever reason. But this to me, it wasn't that I could see it happening. It was just the idea of like human beings possibly being trapped somewhere where they have no soul, they have no idea what's going on to them, and they don't have like the sort of tone or topic of social class and privilege and stuff was very evident, and like let's just stand for Lupita fucking
That's what I came here to do.
Nyong'o.
That's like, what I came here to do.
Her whole like sort of monologue when her Tethered first comes in and sits down, and the emotion that she evokes when she's telling this story of the shadow versus the princess and how she had to like perform her own C-section and she's crying as she's saying it. Meanwhile, Adelaide, the other Lupita or whatever is also crying because like she sort of gets it and she's scared. This woman turned it the fuck out across the board.
She absolutely did.
The voice.
Man, the voice was actually one of the clues to me to the plot twist.
Oh yeah, totally.
The fact that she was the only one of the Tethered who could speak English. And
speak, period.
Right. And the fact that, not even English, just words.
Yeah.
Because Winston Duke was fucking howling at niggas like a cue.
I was
like, what?
One of them couldn't even make any, the white woman's tether didn't even make any noise at all.
Right. So it was that, and it was the fact that during several of the like really intense scenes, Lupita's character the good Adelaide, would do something, and then she would let out this growl or this noise that just sounded a little inhuman. And I'm like, what is this?
When I saw it the second time, from the very moment when they got to the house and she went to go look for Jason, for the little boy, and she went down into like the cellar or the basement or whatever, and she saw like the younger version of her doing the ballet, she made this face when she was looking at herself that just looked a little off to me. Well, that's when I saw it the second time. It was like, oh, all of that was right here. Right. You know, for the first time I saw the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I sort of peeped the twist. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because
I don't think that's
like
a bad
this,
thing.
No. It isn't. I think that the way that it was sort of executed was fun. And even if you did sort of see it coming, it also made a lot of things that niggas who were like, why are you going in there? Why is she getting out of the car? Why are you doing this? Like, if you sort of thought about it, like some of those things that maybe didn't make sense to you the first time you would watch it would have. Like, she's getting out of the car, she's going and looking for bodies because she knows what the fuck is up. And she's trying to keep her shit low. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking?
So what do you think about the little boy, Jason? I'm trying to decide if he
knows or not.
Not if he, so I'm of two minds. One of them is that he figured out by watching his mama, do all of this and hearing some of her grunts and stuff that she is one of the Tethered and she has just been kind of faking it. But I'm trying to figure out if that little boy is actually one of the Tethered as well.
What makes you think that?
See, I kind of do and I kind of don't. I don't because the Tethered, again, don't speak English and that child never, went missing for some long period or ever went, like he wasn't really missing at all.
But the fact that she could speak basically implies that they can. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but it takes time. Like you have to learn.
Yeah, they were abandoned, so they didn't have anybody to teach them.
God only knows how long Adelaide when she came back and her family found her. God only knows how long she was silent until she picked up on English and, decided to start talking again. They probably thought it was some great miracle and she was
The
cured.
ballet shit was weird.
Right. So the little boy didn't have the speech issues, but if you notice in the movie, the first time he got locked in the closet, like locked himself in there when they were playing or whatever, his sister said, "Didn't this happen last year?" And I thought, maybe it did happen. No, like, why is that line in the movie? Did it happen last year? Did something happen where this boy was like gone for a while and we don't know what happened? Like, it made me think. And then in the car, when Lupita was doing the catch the beat thing and she was snapping, but she was off beat, which was another, I thought, hint. The fact that the little boy joined into the off beat with her, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about this.
I don't know, only because I feel like, Red specifically talks about giving birth to the children.
Right. See, that's the thing. The little boy doesn't have... That's another thing that makes me think, okay, no, it's not like his tethered version because the tethered him doesn't have a mouth. But it just made me wonder...
Well, from an accident. He obviously was,
Right. But it's just like either he was switched or something funny is going on with that little boy or he knows what's up with his mama.
I think that he just knows what's up.
Okay.
And I think that there was something that probably happened between the time... I mean, again, I want to see it again. But I feel like between the time that Red snatched him up and the time that his mama found him, he realized something was up.
Because why didn't Red kill him?
Oh, I don't know why she didn't kill him.
Because she's Adelaide. Because deep down inside, she has this foundation of being loved and supported in her family.
I just assumed that she wanted for Adelaide to come looking for the boy so that she could kill him. Because that's what assuming that's what she wanted the whole time was to be up in the spotlight and to take that place and to not be the shadow anymore. Don't you think
it's so weird how they both just totally repress the memory of who they used to be?
That part was like, the thing for me was like, for Adelaide originally, when
the one
she's
who got
down
snatched.
there, I thought to myself, like, what happened to... obviously you were fucked up from being down there or whatever. Like, I'm assuming, like, the trauma, which is implied because even Lupita talks about, like, the voice that she used for Red is like a real condition that happens to people sometimes after traumatic stuff.
Oh, wow.
Things like that. So I'm assuming like that's supposed to be evidence of her having the trauma of being trapped down there. She's handcuffed, so I don't even know how she ever did end up getting out of the bed and things like that.
But see, I thought that's her thing with making Lupita's character like handcuff herself to the table.
Yeah.
That's because that bitch handcuffed her to the bed when she snatched her ass in that house of fun.
Fully revenge. Like, woo, girl, I know what you did to me. And like, you stole my life from me. I'm taking it back. Like, I think that was like the implication there. I don't even know if like, I mean, I don't really know why she didn't necessarily kill the son. I don't think that
like
was
immediately.
I think that she wanted to. I think her thing was to kill Adelaide and sort of do this whole Hands Across America thing, which creep.
Oh my God. I was like, nigga, I remember Hands Across America being like, I remember seeing them t-shirts and shit.
I went home and watched The Golden Girls the night after I watched it the first time, I do every night. I watch The Golden Girls every night.
Oh no.
And there was the episode I watched was one where Rose mentioned something about Hands Across America.
Nope.
And I was like, okay.
I've
watched every episode of that show 100 times. And for whatever reason, that line never stood out to me before. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There's still a lot. And I read something from Jordan Peele where he said that there's a backstory. Like, there's more backstory to the Tethered and stuff like that than I guess what might have been in the movie. I don't know how true or false this is. But if it is, that leads me to believe that one of two things is probably going to happen.
Okay.
Either he's going to make a sequel or prequel to this movie, or what I think he might do, or maybe what I just really want him to do, is make like a black horror cinematic universe where we will find out in the next movie or some future project that us and Get Out and whatever else exist in the same universe.
No, thank you.
Down. Because they both have like they don't really have much in common, but what they do is like privileged people, white people, you know, people in the shadows for whatever reason, taking control or advantage of bodies for personal gain. I don't know if that's going to be a common thing or if I'm just really dipping and dabbing and not knowing what the fuck's happening. But I kind of feel like, especially with like the industry, like everybody is trying to make their own universe for their movies and shows now or whatever, with the success that Marvel has had and the money that Marvel has made from theirs.
Oh, okay.
And like, it's cool when it's done right. What if this nigga makes another movie, again, about something completely different.
Right.
But we find out that there's a Tethered in there in the end or something like that. Or the family from the first Get Out movie is mentioned or something. I feel like this nigga is probably going to make some more projects and we're going to find out that all of these things, they're going to cross over.
Oh, I would have lived if the black family, if they're, you know, summer vacation home. This is how you know these niggas are not regular niggas. Like, they rich. They got good jobs. Because we don't do that. We don't go nowhere for no summer and have no house. We just
never done it.
When the girl said, didn't he do this last year? I'm like, wait, y'all come here every year? I was like, holy shit. Like, damn, you niggas is rich.
She just meant that he got stuck in there. Like, that's why he puts the little thing there.
Yeah, so I was thinking about it. I was trying to decide, was this little boy snatched or does he just know about his mom?
No, I think that he just peeps it.
I think, I definitely, though, after he spent some time with Red, however little time, and, you know, that little smile his mama gave him, I think she knows he knows. But,
she definitely peeped that he knows at the end, for sure. But even when she got him out of that locker at the end, and she was like trying to say to him, it's me. It's like he was looking at her like funny, and she was like, it's me. And she was acting all weird, and he went like, like he literally shook his head and was like, no, but like, what's up? You here? My mama, but
you a demon.
I don't know what you are.
There's some shit going on here. But I would have died if they house was like out there by the Get Out house, which I know is two different settings.
Yeah.
But if the Get Out doppelganger family had like came in and killed all them, I would have cried.
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna I'm gonna. But like, I feel like Jordan might be thinking about crossing over some of these titles in the future. And whether or not he does, honestly, just to wrap this shit up, I thought that it was so great. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a really... horror movies are so easily... not just predictable, but they just sort of like follow the same sort of beats, have the same sort of creatures, and try to do it in different ways. And a lot of times they fall flat. I love that, honestly, this being a black, chocolatey family that's in the center of everything and survives.
No random light-skinned child. Like, it was just 4 dark-skinned people who are a family and managed to survive this incredibly hellish night. When Tethered Shahadi, so shout out to this little girl again. I was watching the screen like, I cannot believe this is a child acting right now. But when the Tethered Shahadi got distracted by that white man, it was almost like she didn't want to turn around and kill that white man real quick. Like, she wanted to go ahead and kill herself.
Yeah, but he kept pushing it.
Right, but he kept being like, get it. So she was like, fine, I got to go stab some
and you could literally
down your
look
fucking throat
in her face. How she sort of stayed in character, but you could still see her be like, okay, I guess I will kill you then. Like, since you can't mind your business.
And as soon as she turned around, the regular Shahadi, I forgot the character's name, bitch was
Zora,
out of it.
Zora,
yes. Oh, beautiful name.
Yeah.
Lord, oh my God, when Red told her, little girl, run, I said, oh my God,
I love it.
Mama,
I love it.
A track star, chasing down a track star. Help us, Jesus.
Mama Ken went out there and cracked every fucking ligament, whatever she did. She was like, girl, if you
she better get a head start.
Everything. She was like, I want to have a good time.
I said, nope, I won't be looking at this.
And she had my favorite kill when she sliced that white man's balls off.
Oh, goddamn. Okay, see, I missed that.
Was.
Oh, the man by the car.
Oh, you didn't see her kill him?
I thought she stabbed him in the throat.
The man who told her to get off the car? Oh,
I didn't get a good look at it.
That was my favorite kill.
Damn, she
literally like fell down into a lunge and like snipped him at the groin.
Oh, I thought she was like jumping down into a lunge and stabbed him in the throat.
She hopped off of the car and she like went,
shit. Yikes! Oh my God. Them scissors.
But you see it because Zora is like running towards the camera, so you see it in the background. It's not even like close up.
Well, had my eyes covered. I'm going to try to look at more of it straight on when I go again this weekend. But shout out to Jordan Peele, shout out to Lupita. I think it's the highest grossing movie that has a black female lead.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's not shocking.
Or the highest grossing opening weekend, like the biggest opening weekend for a movie led by a black woman. And of course, it's Lupita Nyong'o. So again, shout out to the whole cast. Winston Duke, baby, in that bed, child, them legs.
He's so fine.
Where you want to go? Shit, nigga, don't ask me twice.
He was so great. And really good comedic relief.
Yeah, you could tell he really got on her nerves.
Yeah.
He was like really annoying.
There, at one point when he was in the bed, I don't remember what he said to her, but when she like turned around and looked at him with a typical black woman, I will kill you. Like, you're not listening right now, and you're gonna make me kill you. This movie was so great on so many different levels.
It was. All right.
Congrats to everybody.
I'm gonna see it again and try to, see more of it this time.
And since we're technically still in Black Excellence,
30 minutes later.
Also, if you're going to see the movie or you want to in the Baltimore area, Next Act Cinemas is a black-owned movie theater, or as it says on their website, an independent boutique theater that offers a unique personalized movie-going experience for our customers. You'll have the option of eating and drinking while relaxing in a comfortable leather chair, or come socialize and join us for beer and wine at the bar. So basically, I pick, but black-owned.
Okay. Bitch, sign
right
me
in
up.
Baltimore. Go down. You can go to nextactcinema.com. They are showing us, as well as Captain Marvel and other things.
Yay.
So go and check them out. Support some black movie theater.
I wish I was in Baltimore so I could go. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, it does sound
I would
like
love to go
time.
to a black-owned iPick.
And I definitely saw it at iPick the second time so I could get my quiet. I mentioned. No, I saw Us.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I saw that.
Yeah, you saw. Oh, yeah.
But I saw it at iPick so I could get more of the thing.
Yeah.
And then I had to go and see it at the Magic Johnson to re-black. Mm-hmm. The black experience is more fun after.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw it at the iPick the first time, and I will go see it with the blacks this weekend.
It's great.
Because I feel like with Negroes interacting, it won't be so scary.
It's not.
Because y'all definitely going to yell back at the screen and all that shit. And I need that to break up the scariness of the movie.
Yeah, but see, I just wanted it to be scary the first time.
No, I don't need it to ever be scary, but I understand. You was like, these niggas is so loud.
Because even little things like sound design, like in the moment where he threatens them with the bat.
Speaking of sound design, you're right. There are so many sound moments.
When she makes that noise, when Red makes that noise and they run, there's no sound. They just run.
I can't.
But when everybody is hollering and making noise, you don't get the creepy effect of, because in a lot of horror movies, they would add some sort of a sound effect to make it like really jump out at you. Yeah. But the fact that there's none and you just hear the grass and stuff as they like go their separate ways to start killing these niggas.
Frightening.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
And
I completely understand because the sound effects in this movie make it so much scarier. But nigga, that remix of I Got 5 on it, I may never be able to listen to that song again. And I saw a thread on Twitter
sequence
where somebody was like, what other hip hop songs do you want to see remixed for like scary movie soundtracks? And somebody said The Whole World by Outkast. And now I can't rest. Somebody needs to do it.
Chapter 2.
Nigga.
Chapter 2.
Somebody needs to do it.
Okay, so that as well as Back That Ass Up.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Also, Mama Got Ass.
And you know what? I'm gonna keep thinking about this.
Yeah, you ponder and rest on it.
Jordan Peele needs to just executive produce a mixtape with hip hop songs turn horror.
I'm like, I want to listen to the soundtrack, but I also don't because the music in this movie was incredibly frightening.
I love it.
And he had to go find this man because he couldn't find nobody to, match the particular creepy level he was aiming for. And so he found this man who I think was a music teacher or something. Jordan Peele, your mind. I
worry about you.
I do too, bro. I really do. Talking about, he was just down in the train and thought, what if there was another me on the other side of the train station, walking down and getting on his train, going downtown instead of uptown. And I'm like, dog, and you took it all the way here? You took it all the way to
I just want to be in one of these movies.
Facilities underground with all these people.
Jordan, you can absolutely hack my character to bits.
Love it.
I don't care. I just want to exist in the Peel-verse.
I'm excited to watch it again.
The Peel-verse is coming, I'm telling you.
I believe you.
This week in Hot Tops, Journey to the Center of the Bottom, we're going to start with, let's just breeze through here. I'm actually going to cut some of this drama out because who cares?
Okay.
Whole bunch of drama with Eva and her cousin and them threatening to put hands on his bridesmaid.
Eva?
Who've been telling her
Eva
business.
Marcille?
Eva Pickford, yeah.
Pickford, yeah. Is this something that happened on Housewives?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
She had like a really expensive wedding with like 3 dresses and I don't know, doves, and everybody had a diamond in their glass. I don't know, whatever. Like it sounded like it did cost a lot of money and it was very lavish. And then one of her bridesmaids apparently went to Marlo and told her that she'd been scamming and her house ain't hers, and
oh my God, what?
And her car is not legit.
She said all this about Eva, her own bridesmaid?
One of her bridesmaids
said
this to Marlo, and then Marlo went in a wig that was like
oh my God,
T-minus 3 seconds to lift off.
No.
And she went and started telling all of this stuff. And I watched this and I was like, Marlo, I like Marlo. I'm like, why?
Do you like Marlo?
I've always found Marlo entertaining.
Okay, entertaining, yes. But I wouldn't say I like her. She's good for TV, but she's a mess.
Yeah, that's why I'm watching the show to be entertained. Like, I don't want to go to brunch. She's just fun.
Woo.
But yeah, I just found that, I'm like, did she scam you? I don't understand what the purpose was.
Even need to whoop this girl's ass. I would be trying to beat this bridesmaid's ass. Like,
yeah.
Why are you running around talking about me?
Her cousin already. I mean, she says in the episode. I haven't really been keeping up. I just watched this show. I watched the episodes that people say there was a lot of messing.
Okay.
So I've only seen this season in like bits. Maybe
got you.
3 episodes tops. But yeah, she mentioned who the girl was in the episode. They show her on screen and everything.
Wow.
So it's not a surprise who she is, but her cousin went on the gram and said, here's the bum bitch that decided to go.
That's what cousins should do. That's a good cousin.
It ends with hashtag, she's definitely catching hands. Hashtag, we are from the streets. So I don't know what that girl beef is with her now ex-friend.
I mean, right. Like if we were close enough for you to be my bridesmaid and then you turn around talking shit like that to randoms, Marlo of all people, girl.
Like why?
Okay, so we was never true friends then, and I need to beat your ass for being fucking petty. Covered out. Like, is it even true,
bill, girl.
Or is she just running her mouth because she mad at Eva?
Who even cares? That's my thing. I don't care. Right, that's what I'm saying. What is the point? Like, did you pay Eva some money? Like, did she ask you for some money for this wedding and you lent it to her and then you found out she was scamming? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, make it make sense. What's happening here? Okay, maybe I need to catch up on the season 2.
You really don't.
Okay.
But
all right, well, you know what? I'll ask Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin will definitely.
I bet Dustin will have the recap.
Have the answers.
Amen.
And meanwhile, Portia's over here paying boatloads of money or trying to have this lavish-ass gender reveal. And I'm like, girl, well, maybe Bravo is going to pay for it. Because you never know.
That's got to be it.
If they film it, you never know. They might.
If it's going to be Portia's, gender reveal special, then absolutely.
Oh, no. I think it's just going to be an episode of the show.
Oh, then she's probably spending her own money.
I'm just like, I thought to myself when I watched it, I was like, gender reveals are for rich people. Then I'm like, no. Because lots of people who don't identify as rich have gender reveals.
Identify as rich? I would like to identify as rich.
Same. But, lots of regular girls have gender reveals. And I thought to myself, like, that sounds like an extra expense for no reason.
It's like, why would you spend thousands and thousands of dollars for a party announcing your fetus's genitals? That seems foolish. Why?
Why not just do it at the baby shower if you're going to have a baby shower? Because I watched this and I was like, you're very clearly going to have a baby shower. A, this is your first baby, and B, you Portia. So you're going to have a baby shower. Why not just reveal the gender at the baby shower and save yourself time and money?
That is actually what used to be done. I'm not sure what happened in the past, 7 or 8 years when this gender reveal trend started blowing up. But it's like now, as soon as people find out, XX or XY, it's like another reason to have a party. And I'm not opposed, I guess, as long as you don't have no registry for your gender reveal. It's like, girl, how many presents are you trying to rack up?
I mean, I feel like I remember a transition where the girls used to just go out to the park with a big balloon and pop it,
It used to be like pink confetti, blue confetti, and then people decided, let's start taking out guns and doing like a 24. Remember some man, I think he worked for Border Control, started some massive wildfire, I think in Arizona or Texas, because they shot off some cannons or something for their gender reveal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like people had a cute little party, a pink cake or blue cake, something like that, and then niggas saw it and decided they had to one-up it, and now it's turned into...
I'm not judging anybody. Have a blast.
I mean, it's your money. It's your baby. I don't give a shit. I don't understand, but it ain't...
Right.
I ain't paying for it. So
I thought to myself, just why pay a whole bunch of money for another thing?
I mean, I have some bigger criticisms about, placing gender expectations on your child while they're still in the uterus, but I'm not doing all that right now. I know y'all not trying to hear
one time we need to have that conversation, because we've definitely said that we're not going to do that before.
I know, right?
And then we don't. One day we should.
One day we're going to have all the conversations we don't want to have.
Right. So Miami rap phenom JT of rap duo City Girls has taken to Instagram, because you're allowed, apparently, and said that the wait is almost over. Thank you so much for the love and support. I told y'all that 2019 is the City Girls year, period. Hashtag free JT. She's here taking photos with her bandmate and her label CEO here. And
is this like a prison visit?
Yeah, it looks like it that way. Some other QC folks.
Well, good.
And she's got access to eyeshadow and accessories. So good for her. Her wrap looks cute. Her brows.
Do like a photo shoot in the prison, or
fully giving you the official pose. She looks good.
She does look. She look like she been staying on top of shit while she in jail. Okay, she not about to fall off.
Who is threading your brows behind behind bars?
I'm like, who is smuggling tiny little razors to you for you to keep your? Because let me tell you, bitch, my shits would be totally grown in, full mustache, like pimples everywhere, hair just raggedy. It would be so bad.
I've already said that I would never give a shit. So in or out of jail.
Fuck that.
So I don't know how you keeping up behind bars, but you look good, girl.
I mean, all right, I guess. Did she give like an estimated? Because hell, I thought she was coming home last year. Way last year at that. I thought she wasn't gonna be. I guess they decided, bitch, you doing every minute of this. I don't know how much time she got.
She said 2019 is the City Girls year. There was some document that came out, I think, on Billboard that said she's supposed to be released like a year from now, like March 21st, 2020.
Woo.
But she might get an early release. I think that's what they're implying. So if you're a City Girls fan.
I mean, that's what y'all was implying last year, but all right. Yeah, you tried. Yeah. You tried.
JT was the one I like the most.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Young Miami has not done a great job of keeping the brand brolic while you've been gone, girl. Not a great job, if you ask me.
But, young ladies doing the best they can, I guess.
Yeah,
not going to be mad at that.
People are under certain circumstances and doing the best they can.
Monica has filed for divorce from Shannon Brown, former National Basketball Association player. The couple share a 5-year-old perfection named Leia.
She is a doll.
And that's pretty much all that's been released so far. Monica took herself a nigga break on Instagram not too long ago. Mm-hmm. One of those my nigga's acting up.
Oh.
Let me get on Instagram and remind him as well as the rest of the world that A, I'm fine, B, I'm rich, C, I don't need this nigga at all, and D, I'm going to continue to do me.
I wasn't surprised by this at all. I'm like, okay, so he still just cannot seem to get it together. Can't stop cheating, can't stop What is it?
Like, we don't know.
Whatever he's doing, I'm not shocked that she's fed up and done, because it's been more than once that Monica has been like separated or, keeping her distance from this man. So it sounds like they've probably been separated for at least a few weeks or months, and now she's just making it official.
All I know is that I love Monica. I support Monica. And
always. Shannon Brown, I don't know. So,
all I know about him is that he is the basketball player that looked like Chris Brown, but he's not Chris Brown.
Okay, I just know that he's Leia's daddy, so I expect him to do a good job raising her, and that's all my expectations, I'm here for Gunica and Gunica alone. So, whenever she want to get back on stage and tell niggas, hey, stop that fucking fighting or I will shut this damn concert down and go home.
Let me tell you, I will zip these heels right off, and I will come the fuck down there.
Yes. I mean, it's sad when a marriage breaks up, but if somebody's just consistently...
Now when you a bad bitch. I'm sorry, no, that's not true.
If niggas just will not get it together and you done gave them chance after chance, it's like, I don't know how long you think I'm going to sit around waiting on you to start acting like you have some goddamn sense, but...
Hell no.
All right, girl.
Stevie J got dragged by a stud. Did you see this?
No. What is this VH1 ass topics?
So RHO, oh no, that's Housewives. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back. I mean,
right.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is back, and so I guess Mona has told them that they are free to release the drama to the Shade Room and beyond. So Mimi is apparently still with this very fine woman named
Ty Young. Sorry.
I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I should have. I definitely should have. Well.
So I knew who Ty was before this show.
I'm sure you did. That doesn't gag me, sis. Like, I'm not shocked.
I definitely did. Woo, Chile, she's
gorgeous.
Fine. God damn.
Of course she played basketball.
Of course she did. I think for Chicago, that's the team I knew her on. Or that's where I first found out about who she was.
Did you hear that WNBA is getting added to 2K?
Really?
That's what I heard.
Is that?
I read that on the internet maybe a few days ago, and niggas' reaction memes to it has been utterly hilarious.
I wonder if that's real or just a rumor that niggas decided to start.
They probably are.
Well, good.
I mean, why
the hell not?
Let me see. NBA 2K20 will feature WNBA players. Oh, well, just them?
Brittany Griner?
Or
not the teams?
Or all of the teams.
Oh, you can just select a girl to play on a team? I might like that as well.
Renee Montgomery and, is it Aja or Asia Wilson?
I don't know.
Revealed on social media recently that they will be in NBA 2K. A first for the NWA and 2K.
Nice.
But is it just them or is it all of the teams?
Well, I don't know how 2K works. Is 2K all of the basketball teams?
I mean, yeah, typically. It's obviously the most I know about them is from Trade Plan, but I think that for the most part, if you can name a professional basketball player, he's going to be in 2K.
Okay. Well,
same thing with Madden.
Sure. That's great. I want to know can I play as Brittany Griner? Can I be fucking 6'8" and wear a size 17 shoe? That's what I want.
I bet you ain't.
That Brittany Griner tree. Good God.
That Brittany Griner tree.
The bitch is 6'9".
So what happened with Ty Young was that she posted an adorable photo with her and Eva, which is Stevie's daughter, with what's your name?
Mimi.
Mm-hmm. And the caption says, "Selfie Sunday with Boss Baby." She looked at my IG today and said, "Hey, mommy has way more pics than me."
Yeah.
So,
mommy would.
Because mommy makes me take these pictures with her.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that part, but obviously.
I mean, that's just how it goes.
It was adorable. A little girl in her statty.
Right. I love it.
I do too.
So this idiot came on here and said, y'all should adopt Stevie J. To which Ty Young responded and said, "Adopt Eva." Yes, she did say I'm like mommy number 2. So you mad at me because you left your family years ago and now your baby mama number 4 and daughter are loved. Be mad if I'm mistreating your daughter, not mad because she's loved and getting the attention she needs as a child. My ovaries work fine though. I'll carry our new baby. And Eva will have a sibling in the house. And you can continue to be an Instagram daddy and only spend time with Eva when you have time for TV like you've been doing.
Oh my God. God damn. She was sitting on that for a while. I thought he just meant adopt in general, not adopt Eva.
Well, he tried to come back around and say that is what he meant.
I mean, yeah, because why would he suggest that y'all adopt his child?
Well, because she says that he basically, he was being shady. And I think that's, from what I gather, you know when somebody is saying something nice to you, but they mean it nasty because y'all don't fuck with each other.
Right. I mean, she knows Stevie J, so they probably already don't have a good relationship with one another. He probably called me being like low-key disrespectful about her or whatever, so
it's not about like, oh, well, y'all should adopt a kid. You know, it's you being shady because
that's my
you're
baby.
Shady.
If you want a baby, you should adopt one because y'all can't have one.
Honey,
yikes!
The Puerto Rican princess jumped in and said that Faith Evans is paying his child support and the girls can't take it.
Not Bonnie Bella.
And Bonnie Bella is bilingual.
Of course she is. Of course she is.
When she posted that video of her speaking Spanish, I just melted.
Wow. So Faith is paying Stevie's. Oh, God.
According
Faith,
to Joseline Hernandez, grain of salt.
Faith, I'm not.
Right.
I would not be surprised because Stevie J historically has an issue with paying child support.
Yeah. We can look up documents. Open to the public.
I mean, there was a whole storyline. Daddy got to go to New York and might have to be gone for a while because, you know, one of my kid mama is tripping. It was his whole storyline. It was Daddy not finna be around because I got to go to jail because I don't pay child support. Yeah. Right. So I wouldn't be shocked. But Faith, damn, girl, what are you doing? No, ma'am. I wish the fuck I would. Bitch, absolutely not.
Soon as I
no wonder you was over there cackling to yourself.
I'll pay your bills for you. Nigga, I'll pay what you want.
No, sir. So Ty wasn't having it. Okay. Go off steps, Daddy.
Wendy Williams is taking another break from her show, so more drama with that. Apparently, she's having a planned break of what sounds like it might be reruns or something, but they're gonna come back April 8th. I don't remember.
Oh, okay. That's not too far in the distance.
You know, she's just taking 1 week off next week, I believe. And gonna do her thing. But you know, of course, the gossip is that her the mistress done had the baby, and then she's been having trouble with that. And apparently Kevin is threatening to take half of her shit if she leaves her.
Right.
All of these other things.
Would not be surprised by that.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised about that either. But
I mean, I heard the story of her like possibly having to go back to rehab because she couldn't take the news of this new baby and was like drinking uncontrollably or whatever. Don't know if that's true or not, but clearly Wendy is struggling, and I know a lot of people don't have sympathy for her because she's been such a bitch for so long to so many people. And I get that. I don't have... It's not sympathy in the, oh, people are talking about you, you know, y'all don't talk about Wendy Williams kind of way, because that's Wendy Williams' brand. It's more like I empathize, or I feel for you because this is a shitty situation regardless of who you are and what you do. Right. And then you add in any addiction issues, any mental health issues on top of that. It's just even worse. Yeah. But girl, you the one also at the same time putting up old ass pictures of this nigga talking about he knew me before I had titties and how you ain't never gonna leave. I'm just like, why you choose to be chained to somebody who ain't doing nothing but dragging you down like Taraji off that boat in Acrimony? I don't know.
I'm ready for us to never talk about it. I'm gonna just watch this.
You need to watch it.
Just get it over with. I'm so
you
tired.
need to watch Acrimony so you can understand the levels of how bad this movie is.
You know, I feel the same way. Like, I don't really care too much about the drama at home may or may not be. It obviously is something that is, you know, she's struggling with, I would say, outside of whatever her addiction may be. But I just hate to see her, you know, struggling with whatever she may be struggling with, and it also affecting her work. Yeah. And what really bothers me is that if at the core of the root of this is a nigga.
Yes.
That's
what upsets my spirit.
Sets me ablaze.
Really any woman, but especially like a whole grown ass woman and having so much of her livelihood be affected by the shitty behaviors of her husband. That's what I despise.
The thought alone really bothers me.
Right.
Like,
especially, wasn't he her manager or something? He worked for her in some way?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why if the whole story of him possibly being like, I'll take your half your shit or whatever, it doesn't surprise me, is because they have literally worked together, like business-wise, for a long time. I don't know the extent of all of that and don't care, but wouldn't be shocked because I know they work together now. They have this foundation or whatever that they started together and shit like that. And it's like, okay, girl, but... You being willing to put up with the nigga shit is one thing, but like it literally affecting your livelihood, your health, and your business.
Like you've probably missed more days of work than you've made it this year. Sis, that's a problem. Like this nigga is putting you through it to the point where you're not able to get to your job, the money, like the shit that you are here to do. Something got to go. I really don't understand how you can see that this person is the cause of all this shit in your life and yet not be willing to get rid of that nigga. I don't know. I guess I just don't. I don't do love like that, but no thanks. I feel
Wendy is in my heart and prayers.
This mistress done had a baby.
And don't care. And,
right. Oh my God. Because then it's like, nigga, not only did you cheat, you had the audacity to be like pillow talking with this bitch. Had to have been for her to be so fucking disrespectful. It's like, dog, you couldn't even cheat with somebody who had the decency to respect me and be ashamed about it. Like,
it's all I fucking ask. Can't you find a hoe with pride?
Yes. Find a bitch who's like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. I have so much respect for Wendy Williams, but I'm going to fuck you anyway. But I'm disgusted with myself for it.
Here's my bank's round number.
Mess. Get better soon, Wendy.
It's a mess. So some people pulled out a video from Cardi B's Instagram Live that she says is from 3 years ago.
Oh, shit.
In it, have you not heard about Surviving Cardi B?
Oh, Jay came over earlier and she was like, something, Cardi B, niggas is mad. And I said, girl, I don't want to hear this. And we moved on to something else.
So basically in an Instagram Live where she was hollering about people not giving, or trying to, you know how she always gets upset when people say, you don't deserve your success and you da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, people's words still affect her.
Yeah.
Deeply.
But this is from a video where she mentioned how she used to basically drug dudes and rob them. Mm-hmm. During her times as a stripper and whatever, younger DX days of Cardi's life.
I mean, right.
She also in one video said something about like if a nigga cheat on her, that she would get him, drunk and perked up and then find like a transgender woman.
What?
Find a transgender woman and have like a threesome with her and the nigga who cheated on her, I guess.
Okay.
Only for him to then wake up the next day and be like, yeah, bitch, last night, a T word sucked your dick.
Oh.
Blah, 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 blah. Like basically, and ends it by saying there's better ways of getting revenge than like cheating on him back or whatever.
I have seen that clip, but I thought she was just saying this is something I would do, not this is something I have done. And I remember being like, you're out your mind for using that word. And
that second one is something that she definitely, she didn't say that she did do that. That is just something that she would do.
I remember that outrage about that comment.
So I guess that they try to tack that on to this other video about her talking about drugging niggas and robbing them and stuff like that. And then this whole Surviving Cardi B thing started with niggas, likening her to Bill Cosby and
girl, really?
And the rest.
Y'all are they acting like she's a serial rapist?
So here's the thing. So she said on an Instagram post, I'm seeing on social media that a live I did 3 years ago has popped back up. A live where I talked about things I had to do in my past, right or wrong, that I felt I needed to do to make a living. I never claimed to be perfect or come from a perfect world with a perfect past. I always speak my truth. I always own my shit. I'm a part of hip hop culture where you can talk about where you come from, talk about the wrong things you had to do to get where you are. There are rappers that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing, crimes they feel they had to do to survive. I never glorify the things I brought up in that live. I never even put those things in my music because I'm not proud of it and feel a responsibility not to glorify it. I made the choices that I did at the time because I had very limited options. I was blessed to have been able to rise from that, but so many women have not. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. The men I spoke about in my live were men that I dated, that I was involved with, that were conscious, willing, and aware. I have a past that I can't change. We all do.
Well, I think she said that perfectly because I was actually going to make that exact same argument. I know this ain't coming from niggas who have absolutely loved all manner of violent and terrible lyrics in rap music for the past 2-3 decades. Like, I know this ain't coming from y'all. I just know it's not.
Yeah, the video that she talks about, having this other woman come in and, drug some guy or whatever, that was pretty gross and disgusting.
I mean, no, those are terrible things.
And across the board, they're all awful things. But I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do with this information. Does that make sense?
Because it's like, I don't know very many people who weren't born poor and hustled their way into a life of riches who haven't done things that they're like ashamed of or things they did just to survive. So I just feel like this is something about Cardi B I've always known and nothing about, the bitch is not a Girl Scout. Like, she came out with gangsta bitch music. Like, this... It's Bodak Yellow. It's Barty Gang. Like, the bitch isn't playing with y'all. Like, she's been doing this. So I don't really get, like...
I have songs from female rappers that I love that literally talk about this very same thing. I'm not going to act like it's not a very serious thing because, when we talk about shit like Ed Buck, that's like across the board. There are people who do get drugged and OD or die in circumstances like that or whatever. So I'm not making light of it, but I think, I just don't know. Because it's like, if you're talking about a video where she's saying, this is something that I used to do that I'm ashamed of, and now I've been working very, very hard to make a life for myself in music in a legit way, I think that that's different than somebody who has drugged people and raped them and to this day acts like it never happened or there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like they're different conversations. If someone were to come forward and be like, Cardi B drugged me, this is what happened to me, I obviously would take that conversation very seriously, but it's like, Cardi B did something terrible and horrible, and she's well aware of that. I just don't know what to do with this.
Niggas put this sort of content in their music all the time. They brag about sexually assaulting women. I'm sure there's no shortage of lyrics that could, represent this conversation. So, and actually do it. For me, where I have an issue here is with the surviving Cardi B hashtag, because it feels like, now stop me if I go too far off in the distance here, but it feels like whoever is passing around this surviving Cardi B thing is trying to act like Cardi and R. Kelly are somehow on the same level of committing monstrous acts.
That's not far out in anything.
And I just feel like if you really felt that strongly about these men that Cardi set up to be robbed or whatever, then you would make whatever you are talking about the victims. This seems like you're snatching off the R. Kelly hashtags. I'm assuming there's a mute Cardi B as well, and people are just running with the whole y'all did this to R. Kelly, so we're gonna do it to Cardi B thing. It feels more like, to me, a response from people who are upset that R. Kelly is finally getting what he deserves after years and years of tormenting black girls. It's more like niggas who want you to keep that same energy, but it's a false equivalency. It's like we're not talking about the same
shit
things.
that they've been doing with Harvey Weinstein or whatever, except it's like that actually is someone who also has sexually assaulted and raped people, and we know that.
And he is being the nigga's going to court. So it just feels like, what exactly do you want me to do with this?
Right, that's what I'm saying. her saying that is, I'm not like, oh yeah, sure, girl, rob these niggas and drug them.
I mean, rob these niggas, don't drug them. But hell yeah, rob them. I don't give a fuck about that. You know,
you are so stupid.
I'm just saying.
But like, you know what I'm saying? I acknowledge it as being a terrible thing that hopefully didn't lead to anybody being seriously hurt or killed or anything like that. But yeah, equating it to like the surviving hashtag, which you're absolutely right. That's what it is. That's why they're saying surviving Cardi B. You know, so like
it's
those
like y'all
two
don't even
things
really
are not,
mean that. Y'all don't really believe that like people have been suffering at the hands of Cardi B for years and years. This is just like, oh well, y'all did it to R. Kelly, blah, 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 so you better do it to Cardi B as well. And it's like something like this. I feel like I
know that they have pulled black dead bodies out of Ed Buck's apartment.
Right. But it's like I just know for a fact that I have bopped along to incredibly problematic music by incredibly problematic artists who talk about shit that is just as bad as that and much worse than that. Like, it's not like Cardi is doing something that is so outside of what is normal or accepted in hip hop. That's why I'm so confused. Like, how are y'all acting like this isn't right up there with everything that everybody else has been talking about? There's nothing new about what Cardi B is saying. It's not heinous in some incredible way. Like, it's very much like
do you want me to be
bitch
like,
doing shit to survive?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
She should. Yes, Cardi, you should be ashamed for that. And she feels bad. No. Now, if Cardi B has, you know, a house somewhere in the Bronx, White Plains or somewhere, and she got niggas chained up downstairs and they have to call her mama and ask for permission to shit and all this, then we gonna have a whole nother conversation about that. But I get the feeling you niggas are just trying to act like this is the same thing when it is not.
There's just been a whole lot of that recently of people comparing things to other stuff.
As if it's all the same, like...
Isn't even, and I'm not sure why y'all keep doing it.
I don't know why either, because we all know that there are like degrees of fucked upness. We all know that you don't get the same sentence for stealing a candy bar as you would for murdering 3 people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're both wrong, I guess. But it's like, bitch, one of these is like drastically more serious than the other. Like, I just don't. Niggas rap about that sort of thing, drugging. And remember, Rick Ross had a whole put something in her champagne, took her home and enjoyed it. She didn't even know it. Like, dog, this is...
But look at that.
Good,
look at that.
But it's common.
He put that in the song and rapped along to it and performed to it as if it was no thing. Yeah. Whereas this woman is saying, this is something that I used to do that is horrible, that I thought I needed to do to survive. And I'm grateful that I don't have to, that I'm not in that position anymore. Like, I don't know what you want me to add to that. Do you want me to prosecute her? Like, I don't know.
I just want to know if these same people, like, if you feel so strongly about, like, it's just so wrong for people to drug other people, which I agree. That's why when it happened with Rick Ross, I talked about it here on this show and cussed Rick Ross out because I felt like that's such an awful thing to not only do, but to put in your lyrics as though it's some great thing. Like, he put it right there in the song and went along with it like, bitch, it ain't nothing wrong with this.
Right.
So if y'all didn't feel that way about Rick Ross and drugging, then I don't understand why you feel that way about Cardi B, who is not even putting it in her music or glorifying that part of her life.
I'm not even about to be like...
I just don't get what y'all are doing, what y'all are trying to do here. It's foolish stuff.
I'm not even a huge Cardi fan. I'm happy for the girl having success and stuff or whatever, but it's just, I don't really... This is stupid.
Right. Y'all gonna make me argue on her behalf when it's not... like, I'm no card.
She's already so self-destructive. Like, give her the space and opportunity to really ruin her shit. This ain't it. Like, horrible things that she's done and said, yes, but I think that she's quite aware of that. And as far as we know, no one has lost their lives at the hands of Cardi B or is, like, eternally damaged because of it. So I just don't really know what to do with this information.
Yeah, I just feel like y'all want to act like it's the same, but it's not really like a take Cardi B down thing. It's more like a leave R. Kelly alone kind of thing. And y'all can kiss my ass. And I ain't never gonna leave R. Kelly alone.
And you can literally just stop. You see how I'm just not gonna buy any more Daniel Caesar music?
You see how easy that was?
That's just my opinion. You can feel differently. You could agree with them and keep supporting them. You could disagree with them and keep supporting them. And I won't care what your decision is either way.
Yeah.
So if you just feel like, you know what, Cardi B is disgusting and should be ashamed of herself, I'm deleting Please Me from your phone. I'm not gonna argue that you're wrong.
I mean, no, not at all. It's your phone. You can spend your
I don't know what
you can spend your 0.0010 percent of a penny on a stream or whatever. I don't care about that. But if you think this is gonna get me to shut up about R. Kelly, you got a whole nother thing coming.
What's your read?
Oh God, what is my read this week? There's so much to talk about. The Jussie Smollett case, the fucking government, Betsy DeVos.
Are you going to do that in the read part, or do you want to talk about him now?
It doesn't. We can do it right now. Might as well.
Okay, so Jussie Smollett's 16 charges of fuckery have been dropped.
A charge for every alleged lie.
Been dropped by Chicago State Attorney. Get me out of here. I'm full of weed and acetaminophen.
Yeah, you don't feel very well today.
But I said, you know what? I'm going to work.
You said, I really don't want to be harassed on the internet because I did not come in the studio.
I actually talked to my therapist about this morning. I was like, girl, I know that 90% of people who follow us, if I were to be like, I'm sick, the show's going to come out a day or two late, would be like, feel better, girl.
Right.
But for whatever reason, that 10% that is like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, I can't act like that isn't. And a lot of shit doesn't bother me. But something about that irks me. And it's not just because I have to deal with it. I don't care. But I told my therapist this morning, you do too. They're not just going to be in my mentions. They're going to be in your mentions also.
I mean, I'm good for filtering just to people I follow and leaving it on. They're not going to stress me out one way or the other, but it's kind of like when people treat you like you cannot be human and have shit go wrong. It's like, dog, I just need you. I understand you enjoy the show, and I love that you enjoy and support the show, but I just need you to see me as a human being who's going through something right now.
Comes with the territory. It just brings me I'll never forget when my grandmother died and I didn't come to work and you had to go off on Twitter.
I mean,
because it's just come on.
Y'all. The man is grieving.
But then on top of that, you have fully come to work and recorded the show with strep throat. So it was 75% that.
It's still a job and we do it. But sometimes we just gotta,
if you don't feel good
we're human
though,
beings.
And if you feel like trash, I'm more concerned that I'm not going to have the energy or the humor up to par in the way that I want it to be. So you're not even going to get, it's not that it's I don't feel like doing a show. My main concern is always, is the show even going to be good? Because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I don't want you to have a whack episode.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't want to come out here and do something that we don't like either,
right. I don't want to not be having fun.
That's why I told you, nigga, if you don't feel good, we will do this tomorrow, Friday. Them niggas will be all right. They can wait. They will be just fine.
I took the drowsy Mucinex. That's the only one that really helps with. Have you noticed?
Yeah, I've been noticed. They changed the formula, so the good shit you can only get behind the counter. You have to show ID and all that because niggas be making meth out of it. So they have to regulate how much of it you buy. Yeah, that Mucinex that you can get on the shelves, that ain't shit. You got to go back to the pharmacy and be like, give me that one,
I want
bitch.
8 of those.
Oh, yes. That will clear up whatever's going on inside of you.
Oh, yeah, but I'm straight. Yeah. These charges in the Jussie Smollett case have been dropped. He came forward again, maintaining his innocence, and said he wouldn't be his mother's child if he did the things he was being accused of. The Chicago police superintendent, mad as fuck, as you can imagine. The mayor, also pissed, called it a whitewash of justice, which is far past laughable.
Fuck Rahm Emanuel.
That's the greatest comedy of the year.
Sir. Woo.
So, I mean, first of all, let me just say that when that nigga said that he felt like, I don't know. When he said that he felt like the city was still owed an apology, this is the first thing that came to my mind.
I deserve an apology. When I came down those stairs, you did not address me. You're not getting one.
Of course, New York queen of the reaction. And I remember that. First of all, I feel like I'm owed an apology because I came downstairs.
You're not getting one. Let's start the process. shall we?
Oh, New York.
What a fucking icon.
Those were the days, man. Her days on reality TV. That was truly it.
I'm so glad she was finally on Drag Race, too, because...
I need to catch up. It's on my DVR.
I got New York and Jeff Winger as judges on the same episode of Drag Race. But anyways, that was fantastic. Not a fan of this season. Love Angie, but other than that, I'm not feeling it this season.
Okay, well...
So yeah, I mean, from here, it's been Twitter War 3.
Of course. I have to admit, I laughed. Big hearty laughs when I read this news. Not because I ever thought that Jussie Smollett was innocent or guilty, because like I said, when the story came out, there's so much confusion surrounding the story, and I just do not know what happened. Mm-hmm. But I felt like, number one, first and foremost, I'm never, ever, ever gonna believe any police department in this country over a black man unless that black man has given me reasons to not believe him.
It just seems
first
like
of all,
a pretty good way to
And
live.
I feel like most black people would agree with that until you start throwing in gay, lesbian, trans, whatever in front of that black man or black person, and then it becomes like a maybe we should listen to the police chief, you guys. I'm just saying, maybe this time they're on it. It's like, okay, you niggas are real funny about that. But my whole issue was I did not like the way it was handled at all from the police department's perspective. The fact that man went on Good Morning America talking about the case. I'm like, bitch, is this not an active investigation? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. And for him to get on TV and act like it was an open and shut case, when y'all see all the evidence, it's going to be blah, 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 da, 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 this. I'm like, for them to dismiss all 16 counts, I have to believe that the evidence was nowhere near as strong or convincing as this police chief wanted us to believe. And I believe that was deliberate. I believe people capitalized on the fact that the story kind of blew up and there was this whole MAGA component to it. So people really latched onto that.
It was a really high profile. Yeah,
it was.
Case.
It turned into a huge thing, but I just refused to come here and talk on a show that is, going out to millions of people every month and act like this man has already been convicted and found guilty and sentenced, and we've all seen this overwhelming evidence. I refuse to come in here and act like this was Bill Cosby with 50 accusers. I refuse to come in here and act like this is R. Kelly, who, there are multiple tapes and, multiple witnesses and multiple victims who have come out. I just refuse to do that. Right. I refuse to do that when I have not seen, and still to this day, have not seen any evidence that tells me that Jussie Smollett lied about this situation. That's it. I haven't seen it, and y'all haven't either. And you can say, well, I'm just saying I don't believe, just because they've dropped the charges doesn't mean he's innocent. No shit. But like I said, literally, people have been saying that to me, and I'm like, no fucking duh, niggers. If you listen to what I said straight up, I was not there. I do not know what happened. I don't know who's guilty or innocent, but I'm not going, what the police department is doing, and Chicago police on top of that, is highly suspect, bitch. And so then for all the charges to be just dismissed, record just expunged, and then the family had to put cleared next to expunged in parentheses so you dumbasses would know what the fuck that meant. I was like, oh no, girl. Nope. I'm actually very glad that I came in here and stood my ground and didn't let what people wanted me to say influence me, because shit like this happens where it's like, unless, some evidence comes out, unless these sealed case files or whatever are leaked and something comes out where Jussie Smollett, where it looks like he was just guilty and, he was paid, his attorneys paid off. Y'all niggas done came out of the woodworks with all kind of different conspiracy theories and shit about what Jussie Smollett, pulled a fire festival and sucked dick to get out of this jail sentence or whatever the fuck else. Y'all done came out with a whole bunch of different wacky shit. I don't know. But unless something comes out to change my mind, something proof, something evidence-based, I need y'all to really listen to the words I'm using. Listen to the specific words I'm using. Until that happens, then I am not going to believe the police department over a black man who has never given me a reason to doubt what he says or does.
That was my thing from the beginning. I just don't know where this would come from. And none of it makes sense. It doesn't sound like something that this individual would do, and so poorly. I just don't get it. And now here I am with absolutely no information, and I'm not gonna get none.
Yeah,
because
it's like
the charges are like I don't. Again, much like a few other things we talked about tonight, I don't know what y'all want me to do with this.
The story is so like fucked up, and I really think people cannot tell the difference between what has actually been reported and what has been passed around social media versus what the police say versus what the evidence says versus what Jussie says versus what the brothers say. Like, I think it has all turned into this big ass clusterfuck, and that was done deliberately. And now we all are just gonna be like, well, ain't no trial, so we don't get to see whatever evidence the police had. So I guess we will never really know what the facts were of that night. But I'm not going to condemn somebody who hasn't given me a reason to feel that way about them.
I just don't care anymore. Like, this whole thing became a lot less about hate crimes, and like people actually suffering at the hands of American people who are so disgusting and ignorant and prejudiced that they feel that they can actually put hands on people, harm people, kill people, or whatever just for who they are. Like, it has become more of a jerk off contest of like, even after this, when I went to the internet and I'm seeing how people are reacting to it, and I don't know why I didn't just continue to play Sekiro or whatever the fuck it was I was doing, but it was just like one side of a bunch of people saying like, I told you girls.
I told y'all niggas.
I just knew from the beginning. Peep the Jussie Smollett tattoo as well as the Jussie action figure with Kung Fu grip. Never left the doll side. And then on the other side, worse so, is just like, nah, but y'all bitches
that nigga
don't
did
know.
it.
I watched every episode of Matlock as well as The West Wing, and I just know that there's no way that he is telling the truth, and you all are It just became this whole back and forth of niggas arguing over literally no evidence,
right,
and nothing is going to change from
and
here.
Both of
like,
y'all
it just is what it is
out of your
point.
minds. It's like, is there no one else who says, I don't know what happened here? The details are murky at best, and so gonna just be like, well, fuck it. If
what
the
y'all having
charges
for dinner,
like, I totally understand still being invested and having an opinion if we were going through a trial and seeing the different evidence that came out every day, but that's not happening. So it's like, okay, girl, I still feel great that I didn't come in here and judge a man and assume that he was guilty and cuss him out for lying when I still don't have any proof that that's what happened. And I'm just never going to feel bad for that.
Yeah, I just look forward to never having to hear about this again.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the whole thing.
Because this was an absolute mess.
A shit show from top to bottom.
Everything about it was awful. I hope Jussie and his family feel vindicated. I hope, everybody is able to, I know Empire, the writer's room, tweeted that, they were supportive or, ready to welcome him back into the
No,
fold
what I
or
saw
whatever.
was some shit like, what the fuck did that tweet say? Something like, well, we back on Wednesdays. It said something like that.
Oh, Lord, niggas.
Something like that from their writer's account. And I was like, girl, okay, let me get the fuck off of the internet because I can't with y'all. But yeah, I hope that, he's got a great therapist and that his family loves on him and that everybody goes right back to minding, whatever business it is that y'all be minding. You go find some new scandal to tweet and argue about.
I mean,
tomorrow or
I'm
next
sure they
week
already
anyway.
have. I'm certain the internet has already moved on to something else. That's the thing. Like, people will turn on you, chew you up, spit you out. It don't matter what the truth is, really, in the end. It only matters to very few people. Most of them, the court of public opinion, the court of their dashboard, the court of their timeline is all that matters. And then they just gonna move right on. Like, you're just another news story to these people. You are just another shade room headline. You're just another click on Twitter. They're not looking at you as a whole ass human being. So I'm quite certain the internet has already moved on to dragging apart somebody else. It just is what it is. It's like, that's how the news cycle works now.
Well, that was the hot tops for this week.
That's a whole ass show in itself.
Yeah, it is. We could just literally.
Yeah, let's just go home. Okay, no, let's not.
Well, winter should be coming to an end at some point, hopefully, in Jesus' name. Which means that it is finally time to get back into a routine that empowers you to feel your healthiest with today's sponsor, Care Of. It can be really hard to know what vitamins or supplements you should be taking, but Care Of makes it easy to find out what you specifically need to be your healthiest with their fun online quiz. Simply answer a few questions about your diet, health goals, and lifestyle choices. They'll keep it to yourself in case, you're a discreet girl. I respect it. And get your personal scientifically backed vitamin and supplement recommendations in just 5 minutes. There are even vegan and vegetarian supplement options available to match your dietary needs.
I actually love my Care Of vitamins. You fill out a little online quiz, answer some questions about what it is you need out of vitamins. They give you individualized packets with your name on them. So it's like, every day, girl, here's your little medicine. It's right here. And it just makes the entire process so simple. It takes all the guesswork out of selecting vitamins, things that we need to get through the day. You can go ahead and get started. For 50% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins, go to takecareof.com and enter READ50. That's takecareof.com. Code is READ50 for 50% off your first month of personalized Care Of vitamins. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. Let's get back to the show.
All right, so we're back, and my muse is it's wearing off. So let's.
Okay, so we're only gonna do 2 letters this week.
Fine.
Okay. First, we have not an update, but a lot of people sent in letters with nigga excuses. Because remember last
love
week?
It. Yep, love it.
So the one that we mentioned on the show, the young man said that he only saw his ex in a porno because it was a compilation.
Right.
And he didn't actually seek her out. We got a lot of really good ones, but one that I wanted to share is this lady said, I caught my ex-husband cheating on me, and the excuse he gave is that if he didn't sleep with the woman he was messing around with, she was going to kill herself, and he could not live with that on his conscience. Sir.
Bitch. I don't know how y'all don't file the fuck off on these niggas.
There's so many emails in here talking about the dumbass lies men came up with to try to get out of it when they were caught cheating.
Yeah, we need to make a page. Somebody suggested calling it Fuckboy Fables.
There's so many. It's just insane.
Definitely needs an inclusive name because I don't want your white coworkers to look. I'm not going to get you fired.
No, we don't want to. We don't make it racialized.
But that's what they called it on the podcast, Sharice.
No, you have to understand. It's Kid Fury and Crystal. Look them up. So anyway, moving on into the questions this week. Somebody wants to know how you feel about the Trina and Trick Daddy fallout that happened on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Do you feel a way about that?
No, not at all.
I saw the video and I was like, yikes. It made me uncomfortable.
Really?
It made me a little sad because I didn't know that they had that kind of venom toward each other. So
Trick and Trina have fallen out so many times over the course of my life.
Okay.
They're practically like brother and sister. I'm sure they're really heated at each other right now, but it really didn't make me feel no way because A, my bitch came out on top, and
she
B,
did. She absolutely did. I was like, damn, 0 lies.
And B, they be mad at each other sometimes. I'm sure that they will be fine. Personally, I think that it kind of makes me sad because Trick Daddy has a lot of ain't shit opinions and he has made a lot of ain't shit statements. However, at the same time, I feel kind of bad because I feel like he kind of feels insecure about being older and because he's sick.
I mean, okay.
I do because I feel like there was just all of these moments where he would just not want to record or he would just not want to do anything. And he really has been, I was going to say he's been MIA. Oh my God.
Oh, I love you.
But he really has been not coming out like that. And he always has this excuse ain't getting on no record. You got to prove yourself if you want to da-da-da-da-da. All of this other stuff. But no album, barely any features with anybody. You gotta respect one of these niggas out here.
Something.
Meanwhile, Trina's like, no, I like bags. Whether you like it, pay attention or not, she's remained consistent. Trina always got a record out.
Yeah.
So a record
that I download and play. So
I didn't feel no kind of way about that.
I wondered. I didn't wonder enough to text you about it.
The girls were literally like, are you okay? DMing me because I feel like I don't know if it was VH1 or something, but I know somebody posted the clip and said check on your Miami friends.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what page or whatever it was that posted that, but everybody was adding me like, are you heartbroken over this? I was like, girl, no,
not at all.
She cussed him out.
She did.
She was pretty right and spot on in many things.
Yeah.
And the girls were like, oh, but Trick was right. There wouldn't be no Trina if it wasn't for Trick Daddy.
Girl, how do you know?
First of all, she never disagreed with that. Like, there wasn't, from what I heard anyway, she never said, you lying. Her thing was, I've been consistent. I've been working.
Yeah.
I come out like, your thing is a whole different thing. Stop making the excuse that because my 4 songs that I chose for this album are pretty, whatever that means,
right,
that you just don't want to do the record. That's not what it is. It's something else. And I don't know what it is, and I don't care because I'm going to go continue to do me like I always have. I'm not waiting on no nigga to give me shit.
And Trick Daddy may be the reason that we were introduced to Trina, but I don't think that means that Trina would have never made a name for herself without him.
Right.
It's not like he gave her talent.
He brought her into, our vision.
He's our gateway to Trina, but, he is not Trina. It's not like he made her.
So separate of Trick Daddy and even Slip and Slide for years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
They used to be like, you think of Trina, you think of Trick Daddy too. Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From like a worldwide perspective.
Right. No, you're right.
So I mean, that argument didn't move me. I wouldn't be surprised if in however much time they find.
Okay, great.
They've known each other for longer than most of these people have been alive.
Let's move on to the mess. This question comes from Tristan, who says, I've been listening to the read for a long time, and I know y'all talk about how sexuality is a spectrum and we should explore same-sex relations. I just want to stop right here.
Right. Did we say that?
Sexuality is a spectrum, yes. Explore same-sex relations? Don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't think we have ever encouraged y'all to explore homosexuality.
Unfamiliar. I don't think I've...
So I just wanted to clear that up before we moved on. It wasn't until I heard the listener letter of that guy who tried having sex with another man because he was attracted to long clits that I decided I should try something new as well.
About. That fucking letter.
That letter has inspired a lot of niggas.
Okay.
I know a nigga who has liked me for a long time, so I already knew it would be him I'd give the peen to.
Wait. I knew what?
I know a nigga who has liked me for a long time, so I already knew it would be him I'd give the peen to. The problem is we've been talking about it and exchanging nudes.
Oh, God.
But now I don't think I really want to go through with it. I tried falling back by ignoring him or having very little conversation with him, but it hasn't worked. Does this make me a fuckboy? How do I tell him I'm not into it? Do I even tell him? Do I just do it like Nike and go from there? Oh, just do it like Nike and go from there. Okay. Seriously, please help me out. Last time I visited home, I didn't tell him I was coming and he was mad, and I'm visiting home again soon. Help, Tristan. He gave himself a fake name and looked like he sent this from a burner Gmail. Amen.
DL to the core.
Okay.
I appreciate it, bitch.
Y'all won't be tracing this nigga.
You better be in the closet, bitch. I'm kidding. Listen, tell this nigga that you don't want to do it anymore. What the fuck is the big deal? What is he gonna do? Kill you? Like, who cares?
It's perfectly fine that you don't want to go through with it. I don't understand. You said I tried falling back by ignoring him or keeping the conversation brief. Why don't help? Right. Why don't you fall back by saying, hey, I thought maybe I would be interested in this, but I've been thinking about it and I really don't want to go through with this. Sorry for wasting your time.
This type of shit I be talking about. Y'all be driving motherfuckers crazy, especially if you're younger.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You be driving motherfuckers crazy. You done sent this nigga nudes. He done sent you nudes back. And he think that everything is all set and straight and ready to go. And now all of a sudden, we got to play motherfucking Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys and go on motherfucking Blue's Clues Mysteries and shit like that to figure out what the fuck your problem is. Tell him you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. This is the same advice we would give anybody else. The fact that it's a same-sex situation doesn't change that. But you trying to break it off by not just coming right out and telling him that is only going to make it more awkward. It's only going to be weirder when you go home and you Instagramming and Snapchatting and everything else from home. And he's like, really, nigga? So you in my city and didn't hit me up, but you done sent me pictures of your dick and all this? It's just be real with him.
It is just... Insecure did such a beautiful job of visualizing this with the whole episode of her being ghosted by that nigga. It's so annoying and it shouldn't be, but it is. Because you start to then think like, what's the problem? Did I do something?
Right.
Or is there something wrong with you? Did I offend you? What's the fucking issue? Because you can't go from sending me your fucking dick and balls and then being like...
And assumably sexting on top of that. Like, it's just like, sir, so just all of a sudden you didn't have no interest? Like, even if that's the case and you're like, I guess I'm straighter than I thought I was. I've been thinking about it and I just really
whatever it is
go in no booty.
Because I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if you lost interest because you just are getting cold feet from the gay thing, or if you weren't happy with the nude you got, or that's just
are you not feeling me?
Like, are you not feeling him, or are you just not, feeling the idea of having sex with the same gender? Like, what I'm saying is I didn't really get if it was one or the other there, but it truly doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you just don't want to do it anymore. Even if you were to tell him that and it stung a little bit, I promise you it would do way more good than anything else. Because then you could go to the city and not be, ducking in Ubers and shit like that. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Worried about whatever the fuck he can know. Oh, this nigga's in the city or whatever. And I cannot expect to see him because he doesn't want to do X, Y, and Z anymore. Like, I don't know what girl.
Y'all think y'all are avoiding hurting somebody's feelings by no longer speaking to them anymore?
Thank you.
And that's backwards as fuck.
Thank you. You're making it worse.
If you don't want to hurt there's no way to tell somebody, hey, I'm not interested anymore without hurting their feelings. So at least do it the humane way and say it to their fucking face or through text. I guess if y'all have been texting this whole time, tell him and let the nigga move on instead of leaving him wondering and sending you text after text, like back to back texting and shit, trying to see what's going on with you. Did I do something? Blah, blah, blah. Just tell that man you're not interested and move on with your life. Like,
and the fact that you are seemingly bi-curious or whatever would probably make it easier to digest for this guy if you're like, I'm not feeling it anymore. Even if you just aren't feeling him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can just be like, look, I don't even really know if I'm ready for this or if I want to do this anymore. Let's just be friends or whatever. Someone like me or anybody I think that is fair at least would be like, okay, he just got cold feet with a thing and let it go or whatever. Right. Then if you were like a full out and out gay and you were like, I don't want to do this anymore, because then it would be like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, I don't want to do this with you anymore.
Right. So,
but you have the benefit of being, in the closet or still being perceived as straight by pretty much everybody else. So you can tell him, it sounded like a good idea. But the more I think about the logistics, I'm just not interested. Like, I feel like he has to almost expect that coming from somebody who has only ever been involved
it shouldn't be shocking
with
now.
cisgendered women for, years and years. It shouldn't be a surprise to him. But please just give him the fucking courtesy of saying, hey, man, I'm not into it no more. Like, please.
I mean, what's the harm?
I tried to fall back by doing everything except telling him I was falling back.
Y'all be swearing that you doing it for that person or you don't want to hurt their feelings, but you just don't want to deal with having hurt feelings.
Yeah, you don't want to manage somebody's emotions and you don't want to be responsible for their hurt, but they will be all right. Like, people bounce back.
Because plenty of the girls would be like,
you're not going to ruin her life.
Like, so many people, if you were to just be honest with them up front, to be like, totally get it.
Yeah.
And move on like it was nothing while you think that they're about to be out here like burning effigies and bleeding in front of shrines with your photo and all kinds of wild shit. Like, no, I'm crazy now, or I've been going crazy because you've had me out here like driving the fucking Scooby-Doo van around town trying to figure out what the fuck is your problem.
Right.
Because it was all good 2 seconds ago. And now I'm in the mystery machine.
And you haven't said anything. And you're not going to like ruin... Do you watch The Good Place?
Of course. I'm up to date. It's one of my faves.
The Good Place is so good. If y'all haven't watched it, it is incredible. Start from season 1, episode 1. It's not one of the ones where you can just jump in anywhere. But this reminds me... I love Chidi. Chidi's my favorite character. Well, Chidi and Janet. It's a tie. Janet is everything.
Janet is fantastic.
But this reminds me of when Chidi had to break up with his girlfriend, and he was the whole episode. He was just stressing out over how to do it, and she's gonna be so sad. And his friend had to say, "Look, that girl's a badass. She's a fucking neuroscientist. Like, yeah, her feelings will be hurt. She'll be sad for a little while, but she's gonna move on and have a dope ass life without you. So just break up with her."
Right.
Just break up with him. Okay. So our last question comes from Jeremy, who says, I'm a young professional in America and I'm in a long distance relationship with a Nigerian boy who lives in Canada. We have been dating for a year and met on an online dating app that is not really meant for relationships.
Okay.
So catch that.
Right.
We both are growing together, and all of our arguments have been settled with maturity and understanding. We're going closer, and I am becoming deeply in love as each day goes by. We only see each other a few times a month because he's working on his visa. When we do meet up, we usually do our sexual things.
Yep.
Of course. Within the 30 minutes of me being at his house. First 30 minutes of me being at his house.
Okay.
I'm very sexually attracted to him. He's muscular, takes care of himself, and his skin makes me get aroused just thinking about it. He's not the most endowed in length, but that doesn't bother me at all. What bothers me is his moans. He raises his voice 10 octaves and sounds like a female porn actress in the middle of sex.
Oh my God.
I usually roll my eyes and keep going until he's done. We are both verse and flip-flop. But I don't find topping him attractive because his voice turns into a Caucasian blonde from the worst misogynistic Pornhub search you can find.
Oh my God, it must be so bad.
It's cringy and it sends a bad feeling down my spine. It freaks me out, and I don't know where he even learned to make these sounds. Maybe from his early days of hetero porn, but I'm genuinely confused, and I honestly go soft at the sound. I don't know how to communicate with him or if I even should. Should I deal with the moans and take the constant L's of not finishing? Should I hold his mouth each time? I'm so stuck and confused on how to deal with this problem. Thanks, Jeremy.
I don't know what to tell you.
Damn, so you don't even get to finish? Oh, no, sir. I'm sorry. I thought you was still both busting nuts and you just had to deal with this high-pitched ass moan. Oh, no.
There are so many layers to this. But if it is as extreme as you are making it seem, I wouldn't be shocked if you're exaggerating a taste. But
10 octaves is an exaggeration.
But if it some moaning really is, it really can be a turn off.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like porn, there's one because that across the male, female, that exaggerated acting moaning is so annoying. I hate hearing it. So I could understand you being annoyed by it, even if you didn't mind that his voice went up however many octaves or whatever.
Right.
Just because I'm picturing the noise in my head, and I also would be very turned off by it.
I actually would too. At first I was judging you, but I thought about it, and if one of these studs was doing some high-pitched giggle or something, I would be like, so, sir, you're going to have to get out of my bed, because I don't know what the fuck that was.
But I'm thinking
But I mean...
Straight men, all four of you, how do y'all feel...
I feel like your partner's moan should turn you on more.
Yes.
I really feel like most of us agree about that, right?
Because see, that's the thing. I care...
Find the words.
It seems like the issue with him is it the femininity of it? Is it the extraness of it? Is it both?
Okay.
That I'm trying, because the extraness of it, I can totally understand being incredibly annoying.
Yeah, if it
I would
sounds
be
like
annoyed.
a porno, I would because it makes me feel like your only experience with sex is with porn. Either your experience with sex is rooted in what you've seen in porn,
right?
And you haven't had enough of it in real life to know what happens when people are acting versus what happens when people are really fucking.
I don't need a performance.
Yeah, I need you to really be into it and not be doing porno sounds. I want you to be doing you sounds.
Because I feel like some people moan like that because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do versus that's the legit reaction that's coming from your body.
Right.
And if that's how I feel, regardless of the pitch, tone, or whatever of it, I'm going to be turned the fuck off.
Yeah.
Because it's extra. If you just have a problem with him having a high-pitched moan, then I feel like that's a bit separate. But it sounds like it's a combination of things. And if you're not getting none on top of it, then, I mean,
yikes.
I don't know how to approach that conversation, but... something should be but see, here's the thing. Do you even need to have one? Because you're not.
Well, I kind of think you do. Because you're talking about, you falling in love with this man and the relationship is so great. So I'm like, maybe not sit down and turn it into a bit. I would probably, knowing me, I would probably make it super casual. Sometime when we're absolutely not having sex, just watching TV or something.
Oh, yes.
And just be like, So now that I'm saying it, I'm like, maybe I can't do this very well. But it's like, so just, something came up. I was just thinking about this. Let me know how you feel. But, I've noticed that you make like these really excited sounds, in the middle of sex, and just wondering, like, did you see that somewhere? You have like a favorite porn star who does that?
You're doing way more than I would.
Something like that. I mean, I just don't know how to bring this up without making it seem like there's something wrong with you for that.
I would fully, after sex, chuckle and say, what is that moan about? That's what I would do.
Yeah, okay, that's better.
You know what I'm saying? Because
that's way better.
You're approaching it from a way that is like a little bit more casual and like it's right after, so it's more like
you're right.
It's
that's
not like you've been
timing.
sitting and thinking about it.
Even though you clearly have.
Even though you very obviously have. And then see what the reaction is. Yeah. Maybe he'll be like, oh, I thought that you liked it or whatever, or that's just my moan. And then if that's just his moan, then girl, step one, you already know what you're dealing with and where, where things are. And you can move forward from there. And I wouldn't even say break up with him, but like, I would definitely make a comment about not liking it. And I mean, if that's just his moan, then it's kind of like, I'm not going to ask you to change who you are for me, like I don't want you to feel self-conscious about your moan, but if it's just his moan, can you not just switch up? I don't know. Is it asking too much to ask niggas to switch up the way they sound during sex? I don't know. Because I have never had this issue, so I'm kind of perplexed as to how to attack it, really. Because you have to be sexually fulfilled, and if you're not finishing, that's a problem. Ideally, he's going to say, that's just, I thought, that was a sound that turned niggas on, or I thought maybe you liked it because one time I made the sound and you, did something a little different. I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to stay, in this key every time we're doing it. Maybe. And he'd be like, no, I want to hear your voice, nigga. I want to hear you, and then that's it. If he does respond and that's just, a normal thing for him, that's just the way that it is. Then honestly, I would be very careful about like how I approach, letting him know that I'm not into it because obviously he shouldn't have to change or whatever. And if at the end of this, like it just ends up that y'all aren't really sexually compatible and it leads to y'all breaking up, oh well. I mean, that's a good reason to break up. It's a great reason is a great reason to break up. To break up. Because he's gonna eventually realize that you're not finishing or whatever. And then he's probably going to ask you, so what's up? And then if you say, well, it's this fucking the sound of your voice. It's this booty talk 38 ass moan that you do every fucking time. That's just booty talk home. Like I can't fucking take it. Then it's gonna be like, nigga, why didn't you say something before? I just watched a whole lot of Pinky and Heather Hunter, and I thought, oh, he said white girls, so I don't know no white porn stars. So I think you gotta at least try to bring it up and then see where it goes from there. Maybe ask a therapist or somebody who is experienced in like saying things to people that are hard to say without being hurtful about it. Because my issue here is not wanting to make him feel like there's something wrong with him for the sound of his moans. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. If it's not compatible with me, then fine. But that doesn't mean it's like a flaw of yours. But I believe that in any relationship, you should be able to have a conversation about whatever is going on. There are just ways that certain conversations should be approached. And like we said, we have not had to have this type of conversation personally before. So I can't give you the spot on, direction of how it should be, handled. I do think like right after sex, playfully bringing it up. So at least the tone is not like there's something wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And then go from there or whatever. But yeah, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to ask somebody who definitely has like at least some experience or knowledge in how to approach something like that without hurting somebody's feelings. Because especially in sex, that's the most intimate you can get with somebody. So nobody wants to feel insecure about that. Yeah, exactly. Good luck to you. I feel for you. This is a touchy conversation, right? And you don't want to break up with somebody over something like that because it's like, damn, I really like you, but
Who
I
knows?
mean, how hard could it possibly be? I mean, unless your dick is as long as this microphone stand, I don't know. Like,
oh my God.
You know, how hard could it be for him to be like, oh, you don't like all of that? Let me tone it down a little bit.
Maybe.
And that's what sex is all about. It's about
like what you like, what I like.
Mixing it all up and making it work. You can't
do the exact same things with everybody. People are different.
Right.
So good luck to the both of you. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be back.
Hey guys, one of the most important things that we can do for our health every day is brushing our damn teeth. Yes, you, sir, in the back. Sit up. I'm talking to you. Okay. Most of us are not doing it properly. And that is why we've got support from Quip today for this episode. Quip is a better electric toothbrush created by dentists and designers. Quip was designed to make brushing your teeth more simple, affordable, and even enjoyable because we're human beings and that's what we need. Simple, affordable, enjoyable things that do all of the work for us because we're lazy. So with sensitive sonic vibrations, it's gentle on your sensitive gums because Lord knows they are. And the built-in 2-minute timer pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides and guide you to a full and even clean. So if your mammy didn't, guess what? Quip will show you how to do it all with its own built-in magicness.
Yes.
Better yet, Quip doesn't require a clunky old charger. It runs for 3 months on one charge, and it comes with a multi-use cover that mounts to your mirror for less cluttered sink space. Amen to that. No wonder Quip is one of the first electric toothbrushes accepted by the American Dental Association.
Yes, and that multi-use cover makes Quip so clutch when you're like traveling or anything else because, you know, your toothbrush, it goes in your mouth. It has a really big, important job. You want to keep that as sanitary. Right, you can't just be throwing that in there with your dirty drawers and socks and everything else.
You're going to sound like me today.
That's why I love Quip, and that's why they're backed by over 20,000, dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/theread right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/theread. Go take care of your mouth, y'all, seriously, because you can get all kind of shit wrong when you dental health ain't on top of it, girl. So go do it. All right, let's move on.
Today is also being sponsored by Squarespace, where you can turn your dream into a reality. Squarespace makes it easier than ever to launch your passion project, whether you're looking to start a new business, showcase work, publish content, sell products, and more. Squarespace is a tool for you to make a beautiful website with beautiful templates that are created by some of the best designers on earth and the ability to customize pretty much anything with just a couple of clicks. So if you've never made a website before, but you know that you really, really need one and you don't know where to get started, Squarespace truly is a great place to start. They've got a powerful e-commerce functionality that lets you sell anything online, and they have analytics that will help you keep track of your site, help it grow, know how to push it, and make it sickening. Everything is optimized for mobile right out of the box. There's nothing for you to patch or upgrade ever. It's all done right there. And buying domains is simple, and you'll get the help that you need with Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support. So if you are somebody who is into design, or if you're a gamer, or if you want to start a catering company, anything, and you really want a website but you don't know how, trust us, we've tried it. Squarespace is really easy, and you can get a great website as a result.
It is really easy, but I too have also had to email them people real quick like, okay, look, I got lost on this one part. I do not know what I'm doing. And they get right back to you like, no problem, girl. Let me walk you right through it. Like, it's very helpful. Squarespace is dope. I haven't updated our site in a long time because, you know, depression, but I'll be logging back in soon to do something with it. Head to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that's squarespace.com/read. Offer code is READ. Build something great with Squarespace and the Read. Now let's wrap up the show.
Hey guys.
Sleeves is back.
Guys, we're back. We're back to the Read. Welcome.
My girl.
So, did you see somebody say that they saw somebody wearing a break up with him sweater out in public, and somebody was asking them if it was Ariana Grande merch?
Yes.
I thought that was fantastic.
That was the funniest tweet.
I was just like, I'm not bothered by that at all.
I get it, but it's like, no, it sure isn't, girl.
I was like, oh my God, we have sleeves. Like, it's right there. Okay, so real quick, we've been here forever. So my read is really not going to be long this week. I just want to tell Kim Burrell that she needs to honestly find God for real.
What is it this time?
I don't know. So she decided to stand her ass up in the church and say that she was talking about Leandria Johnson.
Oh my God. Did you see her episode of Iyanla?
No.
Oh, that's probably why, because Leandria was on Iyanla and it was deep. It was 2 episodes. It was a 2-parter, I mean.
Got
so
it.
that's probably why Leandria came up. But woo, what a man. Listen, let me tell you something. I think Iyanla is taking more cues from actual therapists lately because the show is, there is still, hijinks and fuckery. She gave Leandria a plate full of raw food and
right.
Oh,
right. I did see that.
Yeah. There's still some of that.
Okay, yeah.
But there's a lot of she's giving out a lot of real self-care, healing advice and that sort of thing. I'm like, I'm starting to fuck more and more with what Iyanla is doing. The goofy shit is still there.
When I saw her take that man's head and place it into that hole in the ground, I was like, this is why I'm here.
Some of her methods are,
they're strange.
They're wacky.
I don't know where they come from. But she be having some messages.
She does. Yes, she does.
Anyway, so here Kim Burrell stands. I'm assuming that Leandria is in the audience. Oh. And she's basically, bigging up her voice and talent and things like that. And then in the process says, they're going to make a movie about Aretha. If they know what real singing is, they'll call you. If they want to do Aretha any kind of justice, I like Fantasia, but she ain't no Leandria. So...
What was this for? Why was this necessary?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't necessary.
I mean, Leandria sings down, but so does Fantasia. I don't get this.
So, first of all, from what I know, this Aretha Franklin movie has been, they've been talking about it for years and years, and it's always been Jennifer Hudson that they said was supposed to play Aretha Franklin, so I don't even know where Fantasia came from. But either way, even if it was Fantasia or one of the other Disney classics, it doesn't make any sense to me why you feel like it's necessary to go out of your way to down somebody else in the process of bigging this woman up. What? This is the issue that niggas have with the church now. Hypocrisy and backbiting and unnecessary nastiness and shade. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I've already been tired of Kim Burrell and her pumpkin patch ass edges from all of the things she's had to say about the community. But this on top of it, what is your actual problem, sis? What is honestly fucking wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't get it, because it would be different if it was I don't know, Bad Baby was supposed to do the tribute to Aretha, or even Ariana Grande was supposed to do the tribute to Aretha Franklin. I could understand, but Fantasia fucking sings. Vocalists love Fantasia. I don't understand. Somebody who sings they ass, I was gonna have to explain to me why she did this. Does she have some sort of beef against Fantasia?
I don't know where that comes from. I don't even know if it is anything deep or if it was just a shady remark to the side that just came because Kim Burrell is shady. But again,
because Leandria has more of a church background, but Leandria has said lots of things against the church, so never mind.
Fantasia is church.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's I really don't know what you're doing.
It's just
here.
incredibly unnecessary. And again, as someone who, is all about God and all of that, I don't understand the statement or the desire, the reasoning behind making a statement like that. Personally, as a God-fearing person myself, this type of shit never comes up. I never even consider these things. If I was a Leandra, if I was a Fantasia, if I was a Jennifer, if I was anybody, I'm not concerned with who gets cast to play anybody for whatever. I don't care about who's getting... Because the God that I believe in, I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. I got to make sure that I'm on top of what he asks me to be on top of for me. I'm not worried about anybody left, right, front, center, back. I'm not worried about what y'all got going on. Because the things that God has set up in my life for me, nobody else can come in. A Fantasia can't come
on
and snatch something that God promised you from you and be like, girl, they should be calling you. No, if she was supposed to be involved in any form of a tribute to an Aretha Franklin and that was on God's watch, it's gonna happen. So I don't even understand why you're being unnecessarily shady to someone who is also talented for no reason in an attempt to big somebody else up. Actually, I do, because you nasty. And we have seen this from you before. It's unfucking necessary.
You're a nasty person.
It's not.
Yeah.
I don't, there's nobody who is walking God's earth who got a one-up on him who is going to take something from somebody else or shape somebody else's life in the way that it should have been for you. Stick to your own guns.
Yes.
And sweep around your front porch.
Right. Instead of pitting these two girls, these two incredible vocalists against one another.
And she's in there, she's not there, but I don't know who it was, but in the video, they're like, she's not auntie. She's not no, she's not. She's not.
I mean, Leandria
she's
has
booked,
a
though.
gorgeous voice.
She's booked, though. Let's ask the girls about that.
And Leandria is dealing with being an alcoholic. So you really should watch her episode. But it's just like Kim Burrell, once again, saying things no one needed her to say, being in a position nobody asked her to be in, opening herself up to being dragged for no good reason. Like, you could have just not. You could have just made it about Leandria's voice and never brought Fantasia up. You could have said, you know who would be a great choice for a tribute that y'all ain't thinking about? Leandria Johnson. Niggas would have been like, you right, because the bitch can sing.
Especially since Fantasia ain't playing no motherfucking Aretha Franklin to anybody's fucking knowledge. You don't even know if this movie is coming out.
I mean, and I just assumed she meant somebody to sing the Aretha songs, not to play Aretha Franklin, because I don't think Leandria is equipped for that. But she's equipped to do the vocals, absolutely. I just don't understand why you decided to bring it in and like be like this thing where it's like, bitch, what did Fantasia do to you? Mess and trash.
What? Unnecessary and nasty and shady, and that's how it always is. And then y'all be so quick to try and condemn some other person because they don't want to come and put no damn dollars in your buckets. Girl, beat it.
Woo. All right, mess. You done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I don't have much to say this week either. I'm just gonna give y'all, in case you missed it, it has been an incredibly busy news week as usual. Robert Mueller turned in his report to the Department of Justice, the Attorney General. Bill Barr has written a 4-page summary and submitted that. However, we do not know what is actually in the Mueller report. It may be weeks or months until we find out. What we do know is that Donald Trump is already lying about it, getting on camera and in front of microphones talking about, I've been completely exonerated, no collusion, no obstruction. Meanwhile, big as day, plain as shit. Even Bill Barr, his partisan attorney general that he nominated, even Bill Barr is saying the president, like, there are no current indictments coming as far as collusion is concerned from the Mueller report. However, he has not been cleared of, the accusations of obstruction. There are still lots of investigations going on. The House Democrats have sent out so many requests for documents and shit like that to all these different people. The Mueller team has referred some cases to, I think, the Eastern District of Virginia, the Southern District of New York. Like, there's a lot of shit going on around this investigation. Mueller turning the report in was just the very beginning of it. But again, we have not even seen it. We do not know what it says. We don't anything. Like, all we have is what Bill Barr gave us a summary of. But again, that isn't even really telling us anything because none of us have seen it for ourselves. Your president, however, is not letting that stop him. He's claiming this as like some kind of moral victory. He got Sarah Huckabee ugly ass tweeting out like March Madness brackets, but it's with Democrats who have like... I
just thought of Future first.
Who have... Oh, God, no.
I don't know why.
I don't know, because you are so black.
Neither thought of the Future song.
But
Sarah Huckabee's singing March Madness?
Oh, okay. I think I would actually like to see that.
I
but
would
anyway,
pay money.
It's just like they have sent out, they're sending out all of these requests for like people to be disciplined and shunned and shamed for lying on the president. It's like, sir, we have not even seen the fucking Mueller report yet. Like, you acting like you have been totally vindicated by a document that we haven't been able to see. And you are also blocking every step of the way, everything you can for us to be able to see it. Like, I just don't understand where your president gets the fucking nerve, but he's really feeling great these days. He's, I guess he was nervous for a while, but he's feeling much better now. He's decided it's time to completely get rid of the Affordable Care Act, take health insurance away from 21 million Americans, including myself. Betsy DeVos's bitch ass let us know this week that they will be stripping every single dollar and dime away from the Special Olympics of all organizations.
Believe that.
And the bitch had the nerve to say that it was because they are the beneficiaries of a lot of philanthropic donations privately, that sort of thing, as if that means the government should not support these students, these children, these athletes. It's like, I don't know if y'all have ever been to the Special Olympics. I don't know if you've ever known a handicapped person. If you are following Humans of New York on Instagram, he's doing right now a series from the Special Olympics, and it is absolutely beautiful. Like, and not even in some, oh, disabled people just inspire me kind of way, but like, it's just really dope to see these people's stories, see the shit that they overcame to do something like this, and knowing that the Trump administration is so fucking terrible, so goddamn soulless and cruel, that they would snatch all the funding away from people like that in order for what? A fucking border wall? What are you doing? What are you taking all this money away from? Like, it's the most marginalized people. It's the people who are coming from the furthest behind. And it's like they trying to keep us as far back as we possibly can. So I'm just utterly disgusted. I was watching the news last night and coming to tears because I have bitched about Obamacare so many times. Y'all know that. And every time I bitch about it, I also say I am so grateful for it, because without it, I would be paying out of pocket every time I need to do anything, which means I would not be seeing a doctor on a regular basis. I would not be able to fill my prescriptions every month the way that I do now. And now I have to worry about, oh shit, what if they really do take my fucking health insurance? How am I going to get back and see, my primary care physician? What if I need to go see a psychologist again? Like, the insurance implications, it affects so many, and that 21 million is just the people with the insurance. The Affordable Care Act also helps another 130 million people who have pre-existing conditions and that sort of shit, who would have been denied health care or charged these ridiculous premiums without the Affordable Care Act. It is something that the Congress may argue about, but the people really don't. These motherfuckers, these elected officials might go back and forth about it being too expensive or whatever else. But even dirt poor white motherfuckers, in rural Mississippi, Alabama, want they fucking Obamacare, bitch. Yeah. They want their Medicaid expansions. They want they love that shit. They need that shit. People need health care. We need quality health care. And he get on TV talking about, well, Obamacare is terrible and we made it better, but it's still just trash. And the new plan we have is way better. The new plan where we don't have shit. The new plan where I don't get to see the doctor no more. The new plan where I have to pay out of pocket every time I need tests run. And not just pay out of pocket, but pay in full. Mm-hmm. What you're doing is taking away access from people who truly fucking need it. It's like, America's too rich for this. America, you're doing all this. You're taking away $13 million or whatever in Special Olympics funding. You're trying to not even gut the ACA, but completely get rid of it so that already incredibly wealthy people can just get wealthier. And in the meantime, we just gonna die. And that don't mean nothing to you.
No,
I just can't say enough.
That means everything.
How much I hate this fucking administration. I haven't decided who I'm supporting yet as far as the Democratic candidates are concerned. A lot of them are catching my ears saying real cute shit. Elizabeth Warren, I see you, girl. Kamala Harris as well. I'll be like, okay, I feel what you bitches are saying. I'm into it, but still don't know yet where I'm gonna go. But I do know one thing. Whoever gets the Democratic nomination, even if it's Bernie Sanders, is getting my vote, because I'll be goddamned if I contribute in even the tiniest way to this motherfucker being reelected. I just absolutely refuse. And I really feel like the hatred they have for us and their love for money is going to propel this man into another term.
Absolutely.
Because even the disenfranchised white people, even the poor whites, it's like they hold on to their racism and their hatred of the gays or the Muslims or the blacks or the Mexicans. They hold on to that shit so hard that they will stab their own selves in the hearts as long as they can watch us die at the same fucking time. It's like with Lindsey Graham, bitch ass Lindsey Graham. He was best friends with John McCain when he was alive. Them two niggas just he and Han cutting up, best of friends. John McCain died 7-8 months ago. Donald Trump ain't let it go yet. Still dragging that bitch. And I'm like, yes, drag that bitch, but also fuck you as well. I know John McCain fan, but fuck Donald Trump as well. So if he talk about he don't like John McCain, I'm like, yeah, bitch, me neither. But Lindsey Graham at no point is capable of standing up to Donald Trump and being like, why are you dragging the name of an American war hero through the dirt all these months after he died? Like, why don't you get the fuck over it and get back to doing something presidential, bitch? Like, why don't you run the goddamn country instead of speaking on John McCain? The man is dead. Lindsey Graham is too scared of his base, them rabid-ass, dumbass Trump supporters, that he can't even say that. He'll just say some old bullshit like, I just think ultimately it's hurting Trump's reputation more than it's hurting John McCain's. Really, bitch? That's all you got to say about a man you was so close to? No, what you close to is your racism, your prejudice, your hatred. That's what you really married to, and you will side with that over any fucking thing else, man. Fuck the entire Republican Party. Fuck everybody supporting Donald Trump. I can't even begin to tell you how awful it will be if they take the Affordable Care Act away. Like, I can't even, the impact is not even just those who are insured. Like, it goes so far beyond that. So please call your representatives, especially if you live in red states, red districts, let them know to fight like hell about this, because no, the people want health care, bitch. Figure it out. I don't want to hear that we don't have the money for it when you're talking about $1 billion for a goddamn wall. That's
it just sounds like something that
That's it.
a toddler would read and go, that makes sense.
It don't.
You know, I understand what Crystal is saying. Like, I feel like a 3-year-old child would be like, yeah.
You got money for this bullshit, but you don't have money for kids with special needs to go participate.
The point is for us to die.
The point
is for us to die. That's what it is. It's not they're not gonna come right out and be like, yeah, we fucking hate y'all, and we feel like America would be great again if you niggers and you Mexicans and you poor bitches would get the fuck out of here and let us rape our women in peace and smoke our cigars. Lord. Like, I feel like they, but you watch the actions and the piss poor reactions or responses to all of that, and it's clear. Like, the point is for people that that party and for this administration that they deem as like lesser or unworthy or what did he call those poor immigrant countries or third world
shithole countries?
These shithole people.
Yeah. Haiti.
For us to all die or, leave as soon as possible.
Right. Okay.
But then
fuck you, sir.
How are you going to live? Because
you're not.
We did everything for you.
And it's like the greed behind it is what blows my mind. These are not people who are, living paycheck to paycheck. Betsy DeVos is a billionaire. The bitch has multiple yachts, multiple homes. I don't why are y'all I have to stop before I just cry out of frustration, because this is my life y'all talking about, and it always has been. Like, it's not like I just started caring because y'all just now started targeting people who look like me or act like me or have the beliefs I have. I've always been very staunchly against this administration, but it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like y'all not doing nothing when my health will be directly impacted if the ACA goes away.
Right.
Period. And yes, I spend $650 a month on my premium or whatever. Yes, I do, and I would rather pay that $650 than try to pay out of pocket for all the shit I need every month from the medical world. So it's just like, dog, please just call your reps and pressure them about this. It will honestly, I truly feel like if he does this, it will be awful for the Republican Party because the people will hate it across the board. But we will also suffer greatly before it gets fixed. Yeah. And then we just cannot. And I don't. Human lives have to be worth more than this.
Nobody has the time for that. Right.
It's like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said, this is not a partisan issue. This is we're talking about people's lives.
They can't stand her.
They can't, because you know what she does? She gets low income people. She gets regular blue collar workers. She gets those people energized and interested in politics. She breaks it down in words that regular people understand. And she is one of us. Last year, she was working at a fucking taco shop downtown, and now she's in Congress talking about, I just got health insurance for the first time a month ago. She gets it because she is us. That's why they hate her ass. Like, oh Lord, somebody done let one of the poors in. Yeah. Yes, bitch. We need more of the poors in. Honestly, the House of Representatives and the Senate should look more like us. It should look more like America and not a bunch of old ass, rich ass white men. And rich is really the key word, because who can afford to not work and go around campaigning and all this shit all the time? It's almost always these wealthy ass people who end up in these positions, and that's the exact opposite of what we need, because they voting for their interests and for the lobbies that help them get elected interests instead of what is good for the people. It's just garbage.
Well,
all right. And that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com and on social media at thisistheread. I will be at the Black Icons of Podcasting event at...
ooh.
I did not know it was going to be called that. I'm a little embarrassed.
Wow.
But it will be at the Green Space here in New York City on Monday, April 29th at 7 p.m. You can get tickets at thegreenspace.com. That's green, GREENE space. I'm sorry, not .com, .org. Thegreenspace.org. So yeah, I will see you guys down there. It's always a good time at the Green Space. I've been so many times it almost feels like, I know what I'm like. I go in there like, oh, hey guys, I've been here before many times. But yeah.
It's not, it sounds like a dispensary, but it's not.
It's not I wish it was a dispensary. I would go much more often, but I am excited to be there. Any news from you this week?
I don't believe that I have anything to say. Nope.
Well,
but
thanks for powering through it and coming to the studio. I know you feel like hell.
Yeah, no, I'm just really bad at dealing with colds, like, period. When I'm sick, I just be wanting to lay the fuck down and
that's
drink
literally what you're
orange
supposed to
juice.
do. You're supposed to rest so your body can heal. But
yeah, but I wasn't like, I thought that I was going to be in here sneezing and not being able to breathe and sounding a haggard mess. And I don't think that was the case. So
yeah.
I'm fine.
Praise God. All right. Well, do we have an acronym or are we just getting the hell out of here? Did you see Captain Marvel yet?
No.
You are bullshitting.
No, I haven't.
I think it feels like you're doing it deliberately so that you won't have to acknowledge that I was right about Captain Marvel.
I already used Marvel on Twitter today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right.
I said if you can't beat them, I guess. Whatever.
Yes. All right. I win.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.